Okay, welcome back to more Fate. This is February 7th. Fate 8, Sword and Magic 2. Sword and Magic the 2nd. See you, Shiro. I'll bring something home, so be good. Fujine waves as she heads out for work. I'm going to get going too. I need to swing by home, so I'll be a little late. I should be back by dinner, though. Don't do anything rash while everyone's gone. Alright then. It's 7:30 in the morning. I see the two of them off without incident, so there's only one thing left to do now. Okay, we're gonna continue where we left off yesterday. Let's head to the dojo, Saber. Oh? Are we going to begin training right away? You have just eaten. Perhaps it would be best to wait a while. Don't worry about that. I've trained myself to the point where stuff like that doesn't affect me. And today's breakfast was bread, right? I don't live an unhealthy enough lifestyle for something like that to affect me. Well, if you insist, I do not mind. Good, then. Let's just go. I spent all night coming up with ways to get at least one hit in, so I want to show you the fruits of my labor. I don't think you're going to be able to do anything, my man. Ah! I'm unable to dodge Saber's counterattack. Both the Shinai and I tumble to the ground. My fingers tingle where they grip the Shinai. Saber's counterattack lands as I lunge in with all my might. I figured brute force was my only option. No shock that I dropped my Shinai and fell right on my ass after an attack like that. Damn, I thought that would work. Shiro, your expectations were unrealistic. Listen. You will not be able to defeat a servant simply by acting out of desperation. It is one thing to be determined, but you must first consider your opponent. That may be true, but I'll lose if I stay on the defensive. I have to strike if I find an opening. That is true, but you do not understand how to properly utilize that opportunity. If you were to strike so desperately, you must wait for an appropriate opportunity. That goes without saying. I saw you looking away for a brief second that last time. I've only seen you do that maybe one other time, so I thought it was my chance. I applaud you for noticing that and deciding to act, but I looked away deliberately. I did so thinking it would not be sufficient to prompt you to move. I did not expect you to charge straight at me. That's pretty mean, Saber. You shouldn't mock amateurs like that. I was not mocking you, it was simply a ploy, and creating an opening such as that carries with it a degree of risk. However, the risk I take by looking away and the risk you take by charging straight at me are simply not comparable. So what you're saying is that I should be less obvious about seizing an opportunity. If I make a big obvious attack, I'm squandering the opportunity. So you're saying I should be considering the opportunity and acting to suit it. They're using the word opportunity a lot. Yes, you must learn to judge the value of the opportunity you have. I'm sick of the word. However, I must point out that you are much better at discerning the boundaries between life and death than yesterday. As you develop a sense of danger, you will become more able to determine when to fight and strike on your own. Saber looks pleased. Unless it's my imagination, she seems happy to see her student improving a bit. It is almost time to rest. Shall I fetch you some water, Shiro? No need. As long as it's just water, I filled a whole kettle, so I'll just drink from that. I drag my fatigued body towards the wall. After wiping the sweat from myself with a towel I brought along, I take several gulps from the kettle. Why from a kettle? Why not just fill up a bottle? I carry around this big water bottle. Why not do something like that? A kettle seems like it would suck to drink from. I take a deep breath. It's been almost 3 hours since I saw Tosaka and Fujine off. I've spent every minute in sparring with Saber. As usual, Saber doesn't explain much, and I don't ask her any questions while we cross swords. I have pretty much no chance of winning, but I do seem to be moving better the more I fight Saber. I'm not expecting to improve my fighting techniques. The point here is to train my body, not my mind, to get accustomed to battle. It's better than doing nothing, and since I'm starting from basically nothing, there wouldn't be much point here unless I spent time working on this one thing. If all I do is think about how to fight when the time comes for me to face a master, I'm dead. Saber just doesn't even break a sweat, huh? I'm a little disappointed, but I shouldn't expect to be on her level in just a day or two. And just like yesterday, Saber rests, seated in a Seiza position. It'd be a waste to just sit here. I might as well take the opportunity to talk with her. Okay then. Okay, here we go. So, It's basically the same two questions from before, taking out the question I already asked. But the first one's reworded a bit. Because before it was like about the Holy Grail War. I think I'm going to ask about her before she became a servant. Before she became a servant. I wonder what Saber was like when she was alive. Saber's so beautiful, so I'm sure everyone must have liked her. I don't think so. Calling her Saber is what's throwing me off, but I bet she was an ordinary girl who never held a sword back in the day. Why do you bet that? Like, I know you don't know she's King Arthur, but you would... I mean, if she's chosen to be in the Saber class and is this good with the sword, it's because she would have been good with the sword when she was alive. So, Saber, what were you like before? I'm so curious, I just blurt out what's on my mind without thinking or even realizing I'm doing it. Come again. Did you say something, Shiro? It's nothing. I was just imagining what you were like. I'm not trying to find out your true name or anything, but I just wanted to know what your life was like. What kind of person I was? You are interested in the strangest things, Shiro. You can just ignore the question if you don't want to answer. It just kind of popped into my head. I know you're Saber, a servant, but I just thought you must have been a completely different person before you became a servant. That's right. I imagine she lived a peaceful life as befits a lovely girl like her. I do not think that is true. One's personality does not change just because they become a servant. I was a knight who was handed to the sword the moment I was born. There was never any other me, as you might have imagined. Seriously? Then you've always been so harsh? That's no good. I kind of sympathize with the people who were around you. Jesus. What do you mean by that? I may be stern, but I do not recall being harsh to those around me. That can't be true. Today's training taught me you're merciless. Look at this welt. I make one tiny mistake and you'd happily drive in at every opportunity, you demon. This isn't fair. You asked her to do this, and you're purposefully training your body so she needs to hit you hard. Otherwise, you're not training your body or your techniques. And she keeps asking, like, do you want to take a break? And should you really be doing this so soon after eating? And are you sure you want me to teach you? And now, as soon as you're talking like this, you're like, you're a bitch. You're hitting me and shit. I did not do it happily. It may be tough on you, but it would not be training if it were not strict. This is strange. I somehow never expected Saber to make a face like that. What is that look? I believe it is unfair for you to suddenly fall silent. Oh, I never thought you would get mad like that, so you just kind of surprised me. Is that so? I thought I was only asserting my point. Yeah, but you're not usually so emotional, so that was new to me. Do you really think so? I was simply expressing what I believe. But those aren't your feelings, they're your beliefs. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you never speak straight from the heart. Of course not. What is required from me is not my own personal opinion, but rather my opinion based on my standing and position. That is true even now. I am a servant, a Saber, and I will protect Shiro. There is no point in my saying anything unconnected with my purpose, and there is no sense in me thinking otherwise. That may be true, but that would be boring for you. You might have a role to fill, but that doesn't mean you have to devote yourself to that and nothing else. There are things you want to do, right? As I said, my job is to protect you. You are inexperienced as a master to begin with, and so I am attempting to train you because you stubbornly insist you wish to fight in spite of my warnings. That may not be entirely true, but, well, if you say so, then I guess it's okay. I feel like this conversation has softened Saber up a bit. She even looks more cheerful now. So as not to ruin the moment, I decided not to press the matter. Yes! Relationship points up. The next thing I know, it's noon. It would seem to be lunchtime, Shiro. Yeah, it is. Both our stomachs growl in agreement. Let's eat. Is there anything you'd like to eat, Saber? Not in particular. I have been satisfied with each meal you have prepared thus far. Saber puts it kind of oddly. Well, at least she's not picky like Tosaka. I'll go do a bit of shopping. I'll probably come back the same time as yesterday, so rest in the living room until then. Are we gonna see Ilya again? Yes, I will be waiting, Shiro. It's dangerous. Also, why are you shopping every day? Buy a bunch of groceries at once. Instead of like going out and buying the ingredients every day before lunch. I decided to try making shrimp balls before lunch. I always wanted to try making them at home. They'll be piping hot balls of ground shrimp, a bit bigger than takoyaki. I bought some mustard and I'm all set with the snacks for our 3 o'clock snack time. I load my purchases onto my bike. That reminds me, I met Ilya here yesterday. She's not here today. Well, she probably shouldn't be coming here every day. Somehow not seeing her is disappointing there. So you know most people don't come here every day. You know that you're the weird one. I haven't told Saber or Tosaka about meeting her yesterday. She didn't confront me as an enemy and I'm hesitant to tell her about her in the first place. Just because she was here yesterday doesn't mean she'll show up today. So I really should get on my bike and swing by the park. Oh, in case you want to see Ilya? That's interesting. You know what? It might be good. Because if we befriend her, if we, like, connect with her, she won't kill us. Let's see if she's there. I'll take the long way home. It's just about a 5-minute detour. I'm being whimsical here, and I don't need to make excuses about that. I might get killed at the park. I park my bicycle. Park your bicycle? I step into the park. My groceries still on my bike. Why am I doing this in the first place? It's just so impulsive of me. I just had the passing thought that it would be nice to see her. She is here. And then I see a silver-haired girl standing off on her own. She doesn't seem to have noticed me. If I wanted, I could just leave. But if I were going to do that, I wouldn't have come here in the first place. Ilya. Who's there? It's just me, Shiro. Shiro? Is that really you? Is that really such a surprise? The park's close to the shopping district, so me passing by isn't all that strange. I'm honestly more curious why you're here again. Do you have that much free time? Yep, you're exactly right. I don't really have anything else to do, so I came here to play. But Stella said I shouldn't see you. She said it'd be no fun to play with you because I'm going to kill you soon anyway. Well, Whoa, that makes it pretty hard to come up with a response. But I don't think that's true, because being with you is fun, so I've been waiting here all this time thinking I might meet you again. So I'm glad you came, Shiro. Wait a minute, don't tell me you were waiting for me this whole time. Yep. It's been a real long time. I was thinking how nice it'd be if you came here. It was yesterday. You dummy, I thought you didn't like the cold. If you want to see me, you should have come to my place. Okay, maybe not. If you met Saber, that'd definitely lead to a fight. But still, there were plenty of other places you could have found me. You had no trouble finding me at the shopping district yesterday. No, I can't do that. I can't go and find you myself. I just broke the rules yesterday, just that once. So I decided to wait at a place I thought you might come, and I was right. Ilya skips around excitedly. Her bouncing silver hair makes her look like a winter fairy. I got that, but why do you want to see me in the first place? If just talking to you yesterday is enough, I'm happy to do it again. Nope, I don't have anything in particular to talk about like yesterday. I just thought it would be nice to see you today. Besides, we're enemies. I'll come and kill you when the Holy Grail War is about to end, so we can talk then. She says it so innocently. The disconnect between her words and manner is hard to swallow. It's not that she's going to kill me so much as how unfitting it seems for her to be a master. Ilya, do you want to do that? Did you really choose to get involved in this Holy Grail War yourself? It's my grandfather's orders. I'm the best suited to be a master out of all the Ironsburns, since I possess a really big Holy Grail. But that means you're doing it because your grandfather ordered you to. You didn't choose to be a master. Maybe? I don't really remember, but I've been a master since I was born, so it only makes sense for me to fight. That's wrong. No, that's wrong! If you're just fighting because someone told you to, you should stop. First of all, killing doesn't suit you. Oh, it doesn't sound like you're pleading for your life. You actually sound really worried about me, big brother. Of course I am. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I hate the idea of someone like you fighting. If it were up to me, I'd rather see you quit being a master and live a quiet life. I may consider it if you become my servant. If you did that, I wouldn't have to kill you. Well, you just have to get Archer next time then. What the hell are you talking about? Do you really know what it means to ask me to be your servant? Besides, there's no way I could be a substitute for Berserker. I'm saying that you should stop fighting. I'm telling you to give up your servant, so why would you need me to be your familiar? Wait, I think that's me saying it. I'm telling you to give up your servant, so why would you need me to be your familiar? Yeah, That's me saying it.
Not a familiar, a servant. Servants are always with you, right? That's why I just need you to be by my side.
Hold on a minute. Don't tell me. Does Ilya think... Let me ask you something. What is a servant, Ilya?
They're mine, right? They're always by my side and they protect me. That's what grandfather told me.
I knew it. Ilya considers servants to be just that. She's not entirely wrong. Command spells, masters, none of that matters. But Shiro, I guess, is thinking they're like people. So, you know, you should think of them as people, not as like your property. Which I guess it makes more sense for Ilya to think that, other than just being from like a weird line. But also because Berserker is like, doesn't have as much obvious personality. He definitely has a personality, but not quite as much of one. To her, a servant is just something that protects her. Got it. But no, I still can't. I can't agree to that, so think of something else.
What? I'm not good enough for you?
Well, it's not about being good enough. It's just that I'm worried about Ilya, but I know I can't be by her side 24/7 either. Ilya, I have Saber. And as a master, I need to stop other masters. So I'm sorry, but I can't be your servant.
What? I made a concession because I was talking to you. You're going to pay for it.
Hey, wait, hold on, Ilya. We haven't finished...
Stupid Shiro, you're the worst for embarrassing a girl!
Oh, there she goes. Ilya just runs out of the park, not listening to me anymore. Maybe our relationship didn't improve by me going there. Crap, this is just like yesterday. I sigh and go back to my bike. But I don't think she'll just suddenly attack again, like when we first met that night. So I should probably have one more chance to convince her. Okay. Feels like maybe I'm going a route where I can have her as have a friend, maybe. We finish eating lunch, then continue with training in the afternoon. Like, I really don't know how much the storylines can diverge, you know? Like, okay, so I'm thinking, like, the visual novels that I play, I've played some of the, like, really mainstream ones that are, like, almost more games than visual novels. Stuff like Ace Attorney and Danganronpa, right? Stuff like that. I've obviously played games that have visual novel elements, like Fire Emblem Three Houses is an example of that, stuff like that. And I've played like indie visual novels, or like, you know, like Paint by Numbers, or you know, stuff like that, or like really small time visual novels that are like gimmicks or whatever, right? But in terms of like big visual novels that are actual visual novels and have a bit of a budget or whatever, I haven't played many of them. I think genuinely, like, the only one I can think of that would fit under that is Steins Gate that I've played. I played Steins Gate. So I don't have much to go off of in that realm. So I don't know how branching is generally expected from these sorts of games. But, like, for example, in Steins Gate, from memory, it only branched when you were about to reach a bad ending, right? Like, you would often reach a point and you would either do something and go back in time, or you wouldn't. And if you didn't go back in time, or if you did and you did it wrong, then you would, like, you would be going and then it would be like the end. And you'd be like, what the fuck? That was a fucked up ending. Like, I remember there was one ending in it that I remember being... Why am I freezing up a lot? I feel like my... Hang on. Why is that happening? Hold on. Oh my god. I'm trying to... There we go. Let me just pause this recording. Okay, I'm hoping that that's not going to keep happening. What was I saying? Yeah, so in Steins Gate, I remember there was some fucked up endings, and most of them, yeah, would happen when you, like, either did or didn't do something, and, you know, the flowchart would whatever. So, I mean, look, it gave me a heart for Ilya. I don't want to romance her for obvious reasons, but oh, look at this. Whoa, this has 6 branching points? I guess maybe it's like depending on what you did back here, it opens up different branching points maybe. Because wow, that's a lot of branching points. But I got a heart for it, so that's good. I got a heart for Ilya. And I keep spoiling myself on who's about to come into the scene by looking at the flowchart. Alright. We need to continue. There we go. Our training's interrupted by the sound of a doorbell. I wonder who it could be. Shira, it appears you have a visitor. Yeah, I'm gonna go get it. You stay here. It could be an unwanted visitor, so I will accompany you just in case. Well, she's right. If the visitor is just a neighbor, they might get suspicious of Saber. Or they won't, because it's fine. The neighbors do think I'm the only one living here. Then again, well, I guess I'll deal with that if it happens. Sakura and Fujine already come and go freely, so there's no point in me worrying about the neighbors. Alright, come with me then, Saber, but if the visitor is just an ordinary person, keep quiet. I know. I am supposed to be your distant relative, correct? Yep, that's our story. Okay, coming. I rushed to the entrance amid the sounds of incessant ringing. Pardon my intrusion. I heard you were not feeling well, so I came to visit, Emiya. Oh, it's not an enemy or a neighbor, it's a friend from school. Oh, it's just you, Issei. That's a pretty rude greeting. Is that really how you should receive a friend visiting out of concern for you? Even as Issei complains, he hands me a paper bag. What's this, apples? A get-well-soon gift. Considering you hardly ever catch a cold and skip school, I thought I should at least bring you something to make you feel better. Huh. I'm grateful for his concern, but unfortunately I didn't take a day off because I'm sick. And besides, a bag full of apples doesn't seem appropriate for a young guy like him to bring as a get-well-soon gift. It's fine. What's wrong, Emiya? Do you not like fruit? No, I do. It's a little complicated, but I really appreciate the sentiment. I bow to him to show my appreciation. Emiya, this may be a silly question, but who is the woman standing beside you? Behind you? Huh? Saber's standing just behind me. Oh, I get it. Issei must have locked eyes with Saber when I bowed to him. I've not seen her before. Why is a woman like her at your house? Issei gazes intently at Saber. He's extremely shy and always cold to new people and people he doesn't like. Well, her name's Saber, and I am Shiro's distant relative. I got to know the former master of this house, Kiritsugu, when he was visiting overseas. I came here the other day to do some sightseeing, and I was allowed to stay here, given my connections with the family. Huh? Saber makes the story sound pretty convincing. So, you are Let me try that again. So, you're an acquaintance of Emiya's father. I see. I hear he loved traveling, so it's no surprise he'd befriend someone like you in his travels. What? Issei, who's supposed to be extremely bashful around strangers, accepts the story so easily. I see. I understand the situation now, Emiya. Your sickness was just an excuse. You've been showing her around, haven't you? Oh, yeah, let's say that. Well, in broad terms, nothing I've said is entirely untrue, I think. Then you won't mind if I come on in? You'll prepare some tea for me in appreciation for what I've done to you for you here. I'd also be happy to tell you about what has happened these past 2 days at school. Well, fuck off. Issei takes off his shoes and steps into the house. What do you mean in appreciation? I'm still kind of busy, you know. We can chat another time. What are you talking about? You were the one who abandoned your bike outside our place. Alright, I did leave a bike up on Ryudo Temple. Right, and I brought back your bike. Wait, so we have 2 bikes? I'm busy as well, and yet I didn't go to the student council room. Instead, I went straight home and then brought your bike back here. Are you saying you cannot even offer me some tea after that? Ugh. You did do me a favor. I might have 3 bikes. Oh my god, 3 bikes. But out of the 3, the one I left at Ryudo Temple is the most expensive and my favorite. Sorry, Saber, can we take a little break? Saber nods silently. Thanks, then you and Issei can head to the living room. I'll prepare some tea. Japanese tea for Issei, black tea for Saber. Am I also joining? I do not think that is appropriate. Surely you would not be able to have a casual conversation with your... conversations? That's another typo, I think. With your friend from school if I am present. That's not true, right, Issei? Girls may be chatty, but I don't mind you, Saber. A woman as humble as you is a precious asset, like cultural heritage. Yeah, that? Okay, so go on ahead. Yes, I understand, but... What? Is something else bothering you? If you were to prepare tea, I would like Japanese tea as well. I do not mind green tea. Saber is fairly opinionated for some reason. It's odd, hearing her say that in her usual tone. After about an hour of meaningless chatter, Issei decides to head home. Okay. I thought we were going to have a long scene of that. I'm kind of glad we didn't. But most of the small talk in the living room was about school, and I asked a few sly questions to find out if anything unusual was going on, but it seems like business as usual. I'll see ya. Will you be absent tomorrow too, Emir? Yeah, I'm not going to school this week. Saber needs to be with me tomorrow too. Well, it shouldn't be much of an issue if you're with her. There are a few suspicious aspects to this, but I've elected not to ask about any of it. People are so fucking nosy in this universe. Like, fuck off, it's none of your business. You say nods as if satisfied. Now that I think about it, how could such a shy guy warm so quickly and easily to Saber? Hey Issei, for this being your first time meeting Saber, you seem to be in a good mood. What's up with that? She's cute. What a strange thing to ask. I grew up in a temple, so is it really that odd for me to be able to see the good and bad in someone? I do not know her background, but I saw that her spirit and soul are pure. She cannot possibly be a bad person. I didn't know you could tell that kind of thing. I'm a little impressed. I normally can't, but even an amateur like me can tell when her spirit is on full display like that. Even a monk in training will notice the holy presence of a divinity standing right beside them. Simply put, Saber is just that beautiful and pure. Well, that's rare. Issei's praising a girl. Got it. So you've taken a liking to Saber too. That's good. I was worried Issei wouldn't like her because all she did is listen to us talking. Of course, she's a good person. It would be hard to dislike her. Yeah, and I know she's a good person, even if it might sound she might be a bit aloof. Saber's always like that, so don't take that to mean she doesn't like you, Issei. Huh? She's aloof? Yeah, I've never seen her laugh before, and even when you and I were laughing pretty hard, she just kept looking stern. Actually, she was smiling pretty often. Huh? That's ridiculous. Sure, I've seen the occasional warm expression on Saber's face, but I've never seen her actually smile or laugh before. You're kidding me. I can't imagine seeing Saber laughing out loud. No, it's not like that. She was smiling when she saw you smile. Didn't you notice? Aw, that's nice. She was smiling when she saw me laugh? Was she doing that to make fun of me? Interesting. That's a pretty strange interpretation. But you know what? You really shouldn't worry yourself over something like that. Everything begins with questioning yourself. Car! What's with the car? Issei, priest son that he is, ends with his usual catchphrase and leaves my house laughing. Is that his catchphrase? Car? What's with him? He leaves with his cryptic comments. Idiot. At least he could have said goodbye. I need a catchphrase. The sun is setting, so today's training ends. I'm practically at my limit, and I still have magecraft lessons from Tosaka tonight. More exposition, oh my gosh. I failed to land a blow on Saber like I'd hoped, but I should save at least some energy for tonight. It's also my turn to prepare dinner tonight. Saber went to wash up after me, so she won't be back for a while.
I'm home! Oh, I see you're making dinner, Shiro. Good, admirable.
Fujine bursts into the living room, practically a bundle of energy, and immediately dives onto a cushion on the floor. Unlike Saber, who needs to sleep over half a day, Fujine's like this all day, every day. I bet it's no different when she's asleep.
Hey Shiro, can I have this apple?
She's holding one of the many apples on the table. Every time my phone reacts to the main character's name, it's so annoying. Sure, there are a bunch. As you can see, everyone should eat 3 a day.
3 a day? 3 apples a day?
Jesus, man.
Really? Then let's make an apple pie. And by we, I mean you.
Fujine takes a casual bite of the apple as she makes her suggestion. I'd put some apples that are already washed out on the table, but I guess she's not the sort to care. What a waste of the get well gift. Misunderstanding or no, shouldn't she be a little more considerate about the gift my friend gave me out of concern? For once, I should give her a piece of my mind. I don't know. I'm gonna hide out for a while. Huh. She might actually force me to make an apple pie. Dinner's pretty much ready, so I'll step away for a bit.
Shiro, where are you going with your apron on?
I'm just gonna head out front. Tosaka isn't home yet, so I'd figure I'd go out and check.
Oh, how thoughtful of you, Shiro. Yeah, Tosaka's a girl, and she'll probably be happy to have you greeting her.
I don't know what she's so happy about, but she sees me off cheerfully. Darn. Now that I really have to go outside or it'll be awkward. Well, I guess I'll take a quick look. I take off my apron and head toward the front entrance, but then I hear a door creak and the door to the bathroom swings open. Aww! Saber looks cute right now.
Shiro, are you not preparing dinner?
There's a brief silence. I know who I'm looking at, but I can't seem to find my tongue to speak. Why do you look so astonished? I hope nothing has gone amiss with the preparations for dinner. No. I somehow managed to get a reply out, but I know I sound completely stunned. She tilts her head in confusion. Her hair waves about her shoulders. That golden mane is wet, so it looks different than usual. And her hair isn't the only thing that's different. There's a lot of sprites in this game, and I like it. Saber certainly looks her age right now, and anyone can see how cute and frail she is. Oh, so you were taking a bath, Saber? You were the ones who suggested I do so. Alright. Do you like to take baths, Saber? Yes. I discovered this when I became a servant. In life, I was prevented from taking baths by the prying eyes of all around me. Saber has an almost girlish expression on her face. Must be because her hair isn't done up in braids. Her gallant, boyish form is nowhere to be found. If you are going to wash yourself, please go ahead. It is going to be cold tonight, so the warm water will feel very good. Saber and I part ways, and she heads to the living room. I'm at a loss for words. I knew Saber was a girl, of course, but still, she looks good wielding her sword, and I've accepted that. That much I'd accepted. But what I just saw isn't fair to my faint heart. Yesterday, I accidentally saw Saber bathing. I didn't think it was real since I was surprised at the time, but today is different. She really is a girl. I banged the back of my head against the wall. I don't know what to do, so I just end up staring at the ceiling. This isn't good. This is really bad. Muttering to myself, I lean back against the wall. The cold hallway clears my mind, and I find myself gradually returning to normal. Afterward, I still don't know what was wrong and what was bad. I'm completely lost. I finished preparing dinner. It's past 7. Saber and Fujine are in the living room, and Tosaka, who's usually here by now, isn't. I hope nothing's happened to her. I don't think Tosaka's the type to get into trouble, but I also know she sometimes makes huge mistakes. I guess I'll go check it out. If it's just looking around the house, I should be fine alone. I head out to the hallway. Tosaka walks in wearing a coat. Tosaka. I'm home. What, greeting me with your apron on? It is a good look for you. Tosaka jokes casually, but her face is completely expressionless. That's scary. The people who can joke like that with such a straight face are the most terrifying sort of people. Tosaka, what were you... The moment I try to ask her what happened, I spot blood on her hand. Oh shit. There's a small blood stain and her index finger is swollen. Does that mean... Or if it's just her finger, maybe she just hit her finger on something or jammed it in a door or something. Tosaka, I have a bad feeling and I can't keep it quiet. Or maybe this coat that she's wearing was white before she went out. Like maybe this shirt I'm wearing right now is white. What? I'm not listening if it's stupid. Actually, did you maybe punch somebody? Bingo! I gave that annoying Shinji a piece of my mind at the end of my fist. Tosaka huffs and passes right by me. Okay, so she gave him a knuckle sandwich. Then the blood-stained and swollen finger would make sense. Hey, wait! Hold up. What do you mean you hit Shinji, Tosaka? Why are you interrogating me about this? He pissed me off, so I beat him to a pulp. To a pulp? When you mean with your fists, you did it with your bare fists? Bare as can be, bare like a grizzly. Tosaka snorts again. A brief silence. I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. An awkward silence stretches between us. Let me get back to the point. You said you punched Shinji. Why did you have to do that? He deserved it. He was saying things like I should team up with him, and that I should abandon Shiro because he's useless. He wanted to talk to me about a bunch of stupid stuff, so I had to quiet him down by punching him. My girl. Isn't that short-sighted even for you, Tosaka? Or maybe Shinji said something so stupid that he actually pissed Tosaka off, even though she's usually so level-headed. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm the victim here. I think it goes both ways. But why would Shinji talk to you about something like that? He asked me if I wanted to team up with him, because he's a fucking worm. Who knows, he might actually think of you as competition. He's been acting pretty weird since I told him we were living together. What? You told him we were living together? You told Shinji about us. Of course I did. Yesterday morning, Shinji called me up to tell me, all proud about how he became a master, like some kind of hotshot. It kind of pissed me off, so I told him you were a master too. I thought that put him in his place, but then I found him waiting outside the house just now. So I told him that I'm living at your house and that I had no intention of working with a half-assed master like him. Do you think that was bad? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Shinji was already smitten with Tosaka, so what she just told him is adding fuel to the fire. Well, but still, now it all makes sense. I figured out why Shinji's been hostile only towards Tosaka, and why he's been so persistent about asking her to team up with him. Meaning he... But that's strange. Why would he be so obsessed with me? A guy like him would never think about working with anyone. Actually, it's because Rin is special to Shinji. Nothing strange about any of this. I think you're special to Shinji. He's originally from a mage family, right? I think he admires you since you're also from a mage family, but you still have power in a proper lineage. That's why he's so persistent with Tosaka. I think Rin's been a target for Shinji's affection since long before the Holy Grail War started. What? Well, yeah, I'm flattered that he likes me, but... It must have been a real surprise. Tosaka looks completely bewildered. Now that you mention it, Shinji asked me out when we were first years. Well, that should have been a tell right there. For a moment, her expression as she realizes what she'd obviously forgotten is almost comical. She just forgot. I sympathize with Shinji just now. Whoa, no wonder he's so persistent. I finally get it. Well, whatever. So how do you reply? Oh, I guess I rejected him. I'll have you know that I have to be the first to win. If I'm going to do something, it needs to be my own idea, and if someone challenges me to something, I don't really feel up to it. Tosaka thinks really hard, but she's acting as if she really doesn't remember. I'm astonished. She might be entirely driven by her emotions. Tosaka, I bet you're really bad at rock, paper, scissors. What? How do you know that? I knew it. If she likes to make the first move, she's probably not great when she has to react to someone else. Use the soy sauce for that, Saber. Don't you dare try putting mayonnaise in it. If you say so. I witnessed Tiger doing it, so I thought I should try it as well. Yeah, don't follow what she does. Fujine's just clowning around. She's hardly a good role model, so be careful from now on. Is that so? I was referencing Sakura before, and you took no issue with that, so... I'm just seeing... I think this is still Shiro. But I'm not bad about it. I took the time to make the meal, so I just want you to enjoy it. So back to our conversation. Shiro, another helping. Fill my soup bowl up. Give me a bit of everything. Got it. What about you, Saber? We trained harder than usual today, so you might be hungrier. Not especially, but just to be sure, I will take another serving. Got it. If I find you woke up in the middle of the night and raided the fridge because you were too hungry to sleep, I might die of shock. Doesn't sound like Saber. And Rin's being very quiet. Why would you bring that up? That wasn't me. It was some burglar who came in and raided the fridge. Go tell that burglar to eat her vegetables as well as meat. And tell her not to eat all the dessert in the fridge, if that's what she was really after. If that's what she was really after. Honestly, you're not like a hungry wild beast or anything. What did you just say? Don't call me a tiger. Oh, I didn't say anything about you. Yow! Who in the right mind would throw a piping hot daikon radish at me, you idiot? Rin's very quiet. Shiro, it appears a pot in the kitchen is boiling over. Oh, hold on, Fujine. I need to turn the fire off. Very well. Hurry up and bring the soy sauce, braised chicken and egg. On it. I'm leaving Fujine in your hands, Saber. What do you mean you're leaving? You're stepping into the other room, which isn't even really another room. You'll be within eye shot. Eye shot isn't a phrase. within view. Yes, please do not rush. Focus on the cooking, Shiro. I get up. Oh, that reminds me. Why has Tosaka been so quiet the whole time? Tosaka, are you not liking dinner?
It's not that. It's nothing, so don't talk to me.
She turns her head away grimly. She's not the type to dwell on things like Shinji for so long, so there must be something else bothering her. Fujine goes home satisfied after dinner. Saber and Tosaka are in the living room. At first, that had been awkward, but after training with Saber for the last few days, it doesn't feel that way anymore. Saber, you can go to bed. I'll do the rest. No, I will stay awake until you go to sleep. I would also like to hear from Reen about your skills in magecraft. Got it. Then let's go to Tosaka's room early. You don't mind, Tosaka?
No, I don't mind. I have to say, you sure have gotten friendly with Saber.
Huh? For some reason, Tosaka says this with the same miffed tone she had when we were eating dinner.
I'll be waiting in my room, so come by after you finish cleaning up. And I'll take the day off school tomorrow too. Come to my room in the afternoon.
Shiro, what did you do to Reen? She seems to be very angry. This might be your first time with a tsundere like Reen, but she just does this. Okay, I'm back. I stopped the last one abruptly the other day. Shiro, what did you do to Reen? She seems to be very angry. You think that too, Saber? I don't know. I don't think I've done anything to make her mad. Saber and I face each other and tilt our heads. We have no idea why Tosaka's so angry.
Okay, try to strengthen this lamp for starters. You just need to reinforce the glass.
Tosaka hands me an old-looking lamp. I sit on the floor. I cup the lamp with my hands and take a deep breath. Tosaka says it like it's so easy, but I'm all tense from nervousness. Hang on, I need to do some vocal warm-ups to see if I can read properly. Okay, should be fine. I've been trying this every night, but with a success rate of below 0.1%. Tosaka says she wants to see what I can do to measure my skill, but there's nothing to measure if my strengthening doesn't work in the first place. I try to shake off any distractions. Right now I need to focus on the lamp. The blueprint of the lamp pops into my head. The material of the glass, its composition, the flow of its power, I can see it as if it were a network of blood vessels. Then all I have to do is infuse my magical energy into those vessels. I just have to do what I always do. The sensation of a burning metal rod sliding down my spine. Ugh. All I have to do is let that burning nerve into myself, however much it shouldn't exist in a human body, and let it fuse with me. As long as that works, all I have to do is pour the right amount of magical energy into the glass. Oh, it shatters. I couldn't control myself, and I ended up using more magical energy than I should have, and the glass shattered. I looked timidly at Tosaka.
Figured. I was afraid this might be the case, and it is.
What do you mean, Tosaka?
Isn't it obvious? I was absolutely baffled by your lack of skill. First of all, you don't even understand the basics. Honestly, I'm impressed you can produce any magical energy at all with the method so completely absurd.
Tosaka, are you mad?
Of course I'm mad. I can hardly believe you've been training when you have such basic problems, and I kind of want to kill your mentor for not correcting you. Why are you doing it in such a roundabout way?
I get it, but don't badmouth my old man. It's my own fault that I don't have talent. He's got nothing to do with it.
He has everything to do with it. A teacher's job is to correct a student's errors, and he took you on as an apprentice. I know it's pointless to take it out on someone who's not here anymore, but your teacher got the first step wrong.
Tosaka, clearly still angry, takes something that looks like a can out of her bag. It looks like a can filled with a colourful hard candy, the sort of things children overseas might like. I've seen similar containers in Japan too. They hold a variety of differently flavoured candies. The white ones are mint.
Shiro, hold out your hand.
Huh? I do as she asks. Tosaka shakes out the can, and a red candy drops into my hand.
Here, swallow this.
What? It's cyanide. You should kill yourself. Again, I do as she asks. It's not sweet. Actually, it has no flavour at all. And the texture's more like rock than candy.
Huh?
I force myself to swallow it. Whoa! Ouch! My throat's tingling. What was that, Tosaka? What do you mean? It's a jewel. Couldn't you tell? She says it so casually. But it's totally outrageous. You made me eat a gem. What? A jewel? Why? I couldn't help it. I had some medicine too, but that won't work if I want to correct you. I figure I need to use the strongest possible options to open up your switch. That's not my point. Why did you make me swallow a jewel? I can't digest that. You know, if you're going to worry, you should worry about other stuff. That wasn't an ordinary jewel. What I gave you just now is a compulsory learning device. Since you don't know anything at all, it's going to start melting soon, so brace yourself or you'll faint. Jesus. You say that I'm going to faint so casually. Just as I say that. Oh, Jesus. It starts to get weird. What? My body's burning. My limbs are starting to go numb. Heat builds up in my back as in a flare of what I can only describe as pain. I furrow my brow and try to concentrate, or I know I'll fall over. What did... I know this feeling. This is the feeling of failure. This is my body reacting when it fails to construct a magic circuit inside me. It's okay. It might be painful, but it should slowly ease up as long as you can maintain this state. Though the heat could last for 2 or 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. I really want to respond, but I can't stay composed enough to do it. All I can do is muster the strength to stay balanced so I don't topple over. Listen, the difference between a mage and a human is the presence or absence of a switch. You already know that this switch is for turning the magic circuit on and off. See the electric kettle over there? Mages are like that. Excuse me, I didn't say Siri, I said Seether. Ordinary humans are just regular kettles that can't boil water on their own, but they can at least keep it warm. That's what we are, similar but different. The difference is whether someone has a switch to boil the water or not. The moment we are born with it, or rather the moment it's made, is when we're separated into electric kettles and plain insulated bottles. Anyone who doesn't have this switch won't ever be able to experience magecraft. You see, you might be an amateur, but you do have a magic circuit. That means you have an affinity for it. It's why once you've created a magic circuit inside you, all you have to do is use the switch. You're just toggling the switch on and off to produce energy. I calm my breathing. Just as Tosaka said, as long as I maintain my composure, things don't get worse. You only have to make a magic circuit once, but all this time you've been creating a magic circuit from scratch and incorporating it into yourself every time you use it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Isn't it interesting? Like all of these are like really roundabout, you know, complicated, almost overcomplicated ways of explaining things, but like the concepts there, like once you actually break through that glass of like trying to figure out what the fuck they're saying, I think it's interesting. It is like a lot of the characters. I think what really helps is the characters need to be good at analogies. You need to be able to nail the analogy. So talking about it like being a kettle or an insulated bottle is interesting. And yeah, the idea of him constantly creating new circuits instead of just having one that he's turning on and off is interesting. Normally, those who have created a magic circuit would be trained in how to turn it on and off next. But your mentor didn't do that, so you've been risking your life creating a magic circuit every time. Of course, your father may have been misinformed too. I exhale. Sensation is starting to return to my limbs. Since you have been training the wrong way for so long, your switch is closed, which means all I can do is force it open and make your body understand it has a switch. You see, that jewel you swallowed forces that switch on, so it will be like this forever unless you can use your own strength to turn it off and return to your normal state. Ah, interesting. If you can do that, you won't need the help of the jewel. After that, you should be able to control your magic circuit with simple mental commands. I get that, but can't we do something about this burning sensation? She keeps telling me to turn off this switch, but how the hell am I supposed to do that? You can already talk. Huh, I guess you're good at controlling yourself. You might get back to normal faster than I thought. As for the switch itself, your body will naturally try to turn it off to calm down and get comfortable as quickly as it can. All you have to do is will that process to speed up. Easy, right?
It's not... I don't get it. You say there's a switch, but it doesn't feel real to me.
You might think that right now, but eventually you'll be able to form a really clear image. It'll be like a button in your mind, and all you have to do is press it. It should open up your magic circuits, easy as that.
I hope so, but I just feel sick right now.
I figured you would. You've always closed your magic circuit after using your strengthening magecraft, right? Now you're doing the opposite, opening your magic circuit up. It's like you're running full speed this whole time, so of course it's tough. But that's all part of being a mage. If you're going to fight as a master, turning that switch on and off will be a huge help to you.
I know. You took me by surprise, but I appreciate what you did. You're right. Once I grasp the idea of this switch, it'll help a lot.
So you do understand. No need to thank me though, you're my ally, so I'm only doing this because I can't afford for you to be weak forever.
Tosaka huffs and looks away. Maybe it's because my body's all warm, but dazed as I am, I find myself thinking that Tosaka might just be a good person. She's a good teacher, at least.
What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Nothing. I just thought you weren't really being honest.
I see. You must have a lot of spare energy if you can manage to be so flippant right now. If you're fine, then you won't mind me continuing, right?
Tosaka grins wickedly and draws closer. Hold on a minute. I still can't move a muscle, so what is she... Hey.
Try doing your strengthening magecraft again. You might not be able to control your magical energy right now, but you'll be no use in battle unless you can get used to being in this state. It's okay, I brought a ton of lamps. I don't know how many times you're going to fail, but I'm not going to let you rest until you succeed in strengthening.
She smiles, and even though I can hardly move, she hands me a lamp. I love her smile. Like, this smile here is only used when she's being a bitch. I love it. It's like only when she's being unreasonable and she's getting joy in someone else's pain. Tosaka, this is brutal. It's like forcing someone to walk a tightrope while they have a 40-degree fever.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd give up before you did. Tosaka glares at me. Her penetrating stare is accusing.
Sorry?
I underestimated you. I never imagined you would destroy all 30. Sorry, but that's it for today's training. We don't have anything else left to measure your skill at strengthening.
Come on, at least I tried. I tried hard, even though my body was burning up like I'd been thrown into a boiling kettle. I tried, but in the end, I didn't manage to succeed in my magecraft a single time. You know, if it's just the glass that's broken, you can fix it. I saw you fix a broken window in my house the other day.
I can't. That window got broken normally, but these lamps broke because it couldn't hold all your magical energy. It's much harder to work with things infused with someone else's magical energy. Remember that, okay?
Yeah.
That's right. Go ahead and rest, Shiro. I'll call this a win since I managed to trigger your switch. And I like this smile is her genuine one to me. Like, this one is like a very... Like, this is kind of a kind smile from my experience of this character so far. And I quite like this smile as well. It's very cute. Once you're able to control it, I'll teach you the rest.
I appreciate the chance to rest, but what else are you going to teach me?
You can only do strengthening magecraft, right? You said that's all you can do, so I might be able to kick it up another notch and teach you alteration magecraft. Have you been taught what strengthening, alteration, and projection magecraft are?
I have a little. Strengthening is, as the word suggests, used to strengthen something. Most people typically think of strengthening as just making something harder, but it actually involves enhancing an object's attributes and effects.
Yeah, isn't it like if you like strengthen an umbrella, it's better at keeping the rain out? That's a weird example. I don't remember the example they use, but it's like whatever you strengthen, it gets better at like what it's supposed to get better at what it's supposed to do, you know? So if it's a shield, yeah, it'll get just stronger. But if it's something that has like a purpose, it gets better at that purpose, I think. A sword gets sharper, a lamp glows brighter. A lamp is a way better example. And so on. Alteration doesn't need much explanation. For example, you can't start a fire using blades. Alteration is when some ability beyond the object's usual traits is imbued into it. And then projection is creating something. Wait, what is projection again? I remember my old man saying that word a lot, but... Or like, well, at least for Shiro, it was like replicating something, right? You know what strengthening and alteration are, right? Then I think you can imagine what projection is. Simply put, it's magecraft that can replicate things. There you go. Unlike strengthening and alteration, projection isn't a magecraft that imbues an object with something. It's essentially magecraft that constructs something from nothing, using only your magical energy. It's one of the most difficult disciplines. Oh, but you know that magical energy is disposable, right? Anything you create with projection will quickly disappear. If you project a sword with 10 times magical energy used to strengthen an existing sword, the strengthened sword will be stronger. Hang on, let me read that again. Oh yes, the strengthened sword will still be stronger. Strengthening augments something, so it's efficient. On the other hand, projection uses way too much magical energy, so it's not really used all that often. Oh, I remember now. My old man said something similar. He said it wasn't worth it, so I shouldn't pursue it. Exactly. Now if you're done asking questions, let's call it a day. You seem shaky on your feet, so I can help you get back to your room. Tosaka helps me to my room, and Saber is waiting for me by the veranda corridor. Good work, both of you. I don't even have the strength to answer. I just nod in thanks and head to my room. Good talk. How is Shiro doing, Rin? Bad. Really bad. He doesn't have the talent. It's a typically merciless Tosaka response. Oh, the music there. I thought it was an alarm going off. Like, whap, whap, whap. And the next thing I know, I'm staring up at the night sky. Tonight, I'm not trying to run away because I'm anxious around Saber. I'm just trying to let the night and wind cool my burning body and to think about what Tosaka taught me. Once I can use my switch, then it'll be time to think about the next steps. If I can't even manage a simple task of strengthening, I don't know what the future might hold for me. I try to infuse magical energy into a wooden plank I dragged out from the shed as I mumble to myself. A cracking sound echoes up to me. The plank cracks and my strengthening fails. I can see its structure fine, but I don't understand why I can't control my magical energy. Tosaka said I was putting too much power into it. She even said that I should just use small amounts of magical energy and just focus on reinforcing the object's weak points. So she's basically telling me to take it easy. She doesn't have to remind me. Problem is, I can't manage to ease up. If there was a good way to relax. If only there was a good way to relax. And then footsteps are coming, I've sensed that presence. What? I don't need anything from you. The feeling's mutual, Rin. Your name's not Rin. The feeling's mutual. Rin, however, is apparently concerned about you. I can't just sit by and do nothing about that. I throw the plank away, glaring at Archer. Archer seems curious about the plank. He picks it up. Strengthening magecraft, huh? Pretty pathetic quality, too, I might add. What? Yeah, I know I'm not a fully trained mage. I feel bad for making your master take on extra work for me. No, that's not it. Even Rin is mistaken on this matter. What do you mean? Applying new traits to something that already exists. That's just wishful thinking. You aren't skillful enough to do something like that. Gah. He's just saying whatever he wants, but I can't think of a response. He's right. I know I'm not skilled, and it's my own fault I can't do magecraft properly. There's no point in taking it out on him. What's wrong? You were more spirited last night. Shut up! I'm just not saying anything because you're right. It's all my fault for being not good enough. I huff and look away. I don't know how he interpreted that, but... In a way, I think you've been cursed with poor mentors. Archer almost sounds impressed for a moment. That's not true. My old man and Tosaka are good teachers. I'm the one who can't learn. That's exactly it. You're better off with a mage who has no talent. Geniuses will never understand the struggles of ordinary people. Rin is far too brilliant to understand the mistakes a failure like you was making. Huh? I don't really get what Archer's trying to say. I don't get it, but if I had to guess, I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, it's the third I don't get it in like 10 seconds.
Are you just trying to pick a fight? If so, bring it on.
Another mistake. You're not fit for fighting, Shiro Emiya. Your battle is supposed to be a mental one, a fight against your own self.
They say a mage's battle is a mental one. I already know that. But if we're gonna fight, it should be with our fists.
Honestly, you're making things pretty hard on Saber.
Archer despises me from the bottom of his heart. I've never seen eyes like this. They seem filled with real disappointment and anger.
I'm only going to say this once, so listen carefully. You haven't got a prayer of winning once this battle starts. None of your skills are worth a damn against servants.
Saber already told me that. I won't win the battle. No matter what grand scheme I try, I have no chance at victory.
Then at least imagine it. If you can't possibly beat the opponent in reality, then beat them in your imagination. If you can't win yourself, imagine something that can win. It's all you can really do.
I don't know why, but Archer's words strike a chord with me. My heart's telling me not to forget them. More than anyone else, I know I should never forget what this man's saying.
What a joke. I can't believe I'm giving advice to someone I should be killing. I guess a bit of Reen's softness has rubbed off on me.
All of a sudden, Archer disappears. Archer's supposed to be keeping watch. He must have gone back to the roof where he can do that best. What's with him? I complain to the empty air. Naturally, there's no response. Archer's words echo in my mind. The cold air blows over my body. And is that the end of the day? Nice, that's the end of the day. It's interesting because while watching these conversations with Archer, I'm thinking to myself, like, they have to do this sort of thing with Archer, but I imagine that they're not going to reveal who Archer is in this story, because you want that to reveal to be saved for Unlimited Blade Works. So in this story, you just have to hint at it, and you just have to play around with it. But so because of that, I don't think he's going to do much. I just feel like it's just going to be these sorts of small conversations. I mean, he's probably going to fight later on, which, by the way, when the fuck is fighting happening? I mean, I don't need to rush to it necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of long exposition and training, but that's okay because we're on day 9 now, and I feel like there's normally, I forgot how many it was, but normally like 17-ish days or whatever. Anyway, let me take just some water. Okay. February 8th. 9. Neo. Okay, we're past swords and magic or whatever. Neo? What's Neo going to refer to? What is this? I'm dreaming. It must be because my blood is feverish and my entire body is throbbing. Something I'd rather not have to remember plays out in my dream. This is my oldest memory. Okay, so it's the destruction from the Grail. It's also a memory I can't escape. It's a scene from... Why do I have something in my throat? From 10 years ago. And one I usually try not to think back on. I can't ever erase it from my memory, though. I have something in my throat, and it's in the exact position that my throat goes to when I voice Shiro. Like, I know it doesn't sound like I'm doing a voice for Shiro, but I do put a little more, like a tiny bit of rasp when I'm doing this voice. And, like, putting my throat in that position right now, I keep touching against something in my throat. It's not that I forgot. It's not even that I want to forget. It's just that it's already happened. So it's not especially painful. And I don't really feel all that angry about it either. The past is the past. I can't return to it. I can't redo it. All that happened is that I escaped and lived on. Looking forward is all I can do. Nobody told me to do that, but I've thought about it, and even vaguely since I was a kid, I can't forget or deny the past. The only way to keep the memory of what we lost alive is to acknowledge it. It's hot. I wake up to find my body still burning up. I must have wound up falling asleep out in the cool air last night. Inside this dimly lit shed with me and... Saber? You've awoken, Shiro. I do not mind you sneaking away from your room, but I do not approve of you sleeping in a place like this. Oh, morning. Well, I was burning up last night, and when I went outside I got sleepy. I can see that. You do not have to explain yourself, but please do be careful next time. My master sleeping in such a place puts me in an awkward position. Sorry, I'll try to sleep in my own room next time. That would be very helpful, yes. By the way, Shiro, Tiger has been calling for you for a while now. Fujine, what's she want? It may be about breakfast. It is long past breakfast time. What? It's already past 7? Crap, I overslept. Yes, it is quite unusual for you to be the last to wake up. Your training with Reen last night must have affected you rather a lot. Saber provides a calm analysis of the situation, but I don't have time for idle chit-chat. I know you went out of your way to wake me up, but go on back ahead of me. I'll hurry up and get changed, then head to the kitchen. Very well. I will do what I can to calm Tiger down. Saber turns and heads back to the house. Calm, Fujine. Saber sure has adapted well to our morning routine. I dash to the kitchen. I ignore Fujine's jeers and prepare breakfast as quickly as I can. Sorry to keep you waiting. There's not much time before school starts, so hurry up and eat. I plop breakfast onto the table. What? Suddenly. What the hell is this? Oh my god. Fujine explodes, practically spitting fire. What is this? It's just toast. Shiro, why is this all there is for breakfast today? Hey, I overslept. I don't have time to make anything else. And a breakfast with toast is typically just that. It's just missing salad and eggs, so there's not a huge difference. There's a big difference. Everyone else agrees, right? Fujine tries to appeal to Saber and Tosaka, who both eat in silence. Yeah, most people will just have toast. Speaking of, I kind of feel like having toast right now. This isn't going in her favor. Neither of them is as gluttonous as Fujine. She's barking up the wrong tree. This is music. She may be right. I'm not Miss Fujimura, but I don't know if I can tolerate such laziness. I can only assume you're insulting bread as a breakfast choice. Hey, wait a minute. I thought she didn't eat breakfast to begin with. Now why is she sighing all disappointed? That's way out of character. See? Everyone thinks you're in the wrong. Majority rules here, so you'd best think on what you've done and make a proper breakfast for us. That's so unfair. Besides, if I start making a dish now, you're going to be late, Fujine. It's already 7:30, so you need to do the whole running out of the house with a piece of toast hanging from your mouth thing. Give it up. That's funny. Fine, if I have to choose between being late or being hungry, I choose breakfast. That's nuts! What kind of teacher even are you? Just eat your toast and go to school. I absolutely refuse to make anything else, even if it kills me. Geez, you really do get worked up over nothing. Keep talking like an old man and you'll become one real quick. You don't need to remind me. Thanks to you, I'm practically an old man already. I huff and take a bite of toast. Okay, she might be right. There is something kind of sad about there being so many people here and then only having toast for breakfast. It's fine. Dude, you do too much for these people. You're cooking for 4 people in the morning. And you're a high schooler, and you're dealing with having to train all day, and then train all night, and then burn throughout the night. Your body burning throughout the night. And then you have to wake up and cook for 4 people. You can make toast for breakfast. It's fine. The sound of clashing shinai echo through the dojo. Each bout goes essentially the same as they had the days before. Saber casually sweeps my desperate strikes aside and counterattacks far more effectively. I barely manage to block and continually strike back, only for Saber to riposte, and I lose every time. I stop, breathing heavily, shoulders heaving, wiping sweat from my brow. I work to get my breathing under control. I'm moving faster through the exposition stuff. Why are you resting? You would not have given up so quickly yesterday. Come, attack me, quickly. Hold on. I need to catch my breath. A little break, please. This is so unlike you. If you will not attack, then I will come at you. You do not mind, do you? Saber stares down at her poor student. My body just won't listen, no matter how she looks at me. What has gotten into you, Shiro? You are like a different person than you were these past days. The way you struck at me so fiercely and determinedly amazed me, but today I feel nothing of that strength. Have you heard of, I've been getting beaten up for several days and my body might still be burning from the magic circuit thing? Like, my body's being worn down. I know that, I really do. I just can't do almost anything today. My situation has drastically changed since yesterday. Is your body still burning? That is no excuse for your movements becoming sluggish. You must cool your head and refresh your mindset. But before I do that, can you do something about that first? I point towards our audience standing behind the wall. What? Don't mind me, just continue your training. Tosaka doesn't get it. I can't concentrate on fighting Saber with her staring at me like that. Is Reen a distraction? That is only further proof of your need for training. Very well then, I shall make it so you need not worry about observers. Well, hold up, Saber, I still haven't caught my breath! That will not be an issue. Breathing is something you will simply adjust to during battle. Saber suddenly vanishes. The moment I realize I'm in danger, I raise my shinai to guard my face. Saber strikes me right on the head. It was a rough morning. I'm surprised that was a shorter scene than normal. Getting knocked out, I stopped worrying about Tosaka watching. My focus went entirely to blocking Saber's attacks, and the next thing I knew, it was lunchtime. Seriously, you were so composed. 3 hours of fighting Shiro, and you aren't the least bit ruffled. You're usually pretty quiet, but you're much more so in battle. You're almost robotic. I'm not sure if it's because she enjoyed seeing me get knocked around, but Tosaka's in a good mood. The two are resting in the living room. As for me, I'm preparing lunch by myself as punishment for my lax approach to training this morning. Unbelievable. I just want to make something easy, like cold somen noodles. Robotic, you say? You may be correct. It is not something I have ever been conscious of, but perhaps I shut off my emotions while I wield a blade. My approach should not change, whether in true battle or simple practice. Oh? What? Is that a mindset you employ as a woman wielding a sword? Are you trying to use your mental state to compensate for your inferior physique? No, Reen. Maintaining one's composure is a key part of battle. It matters not whether you are a man or woman. I believe you also shut off your emotions in battle, Reen. I know you are the type who can do so. You don't have to just blurt it out, you know. Well, it's true, but you and I are different. What I try to shut off is my tendency to be too soft. I don't see things in such logical abstract terms as you. It appears that way, which is why you were so showy and splendid. You were able to maintain your feminine grace even in battle. Are you being sarcastic? I can't come near you in terms of grace. I don't mind admitting it since Shiro's out of earshot, but I was amazed. What, is he? I thought we were seeing this from Shiro's perspective. I was amazed by how beautiful you are the first moment I saw you. This is nice. I can hear you, Tosaka. Okay, there you go. You mistake me then. If you see grace in me, then you are simply seeing the elegance associated with the Saber class, rather than my physical appearance. That's not true. I really thought that, as a woman, I couldn't even begin to compete with you. I wouldn't have been so shocked otherwise. And that is where you are mistaken. I have never thought of myself as a woman, and I have never been treated as one. I therefore cannot be so elegant as you seem to believe. Saber's words bring the conversation to an end. She can't take a compliment. As I listen in, kitchen knife in hand, I find myself getting irritated by what Saber's saying. I've always wondered, what does she think she is? I chop the chicken a bit harder than I need to. Okay, I'm starting to hopefully see the arc of this route. I'm starting to see like what Shiro might offer to Saber, you know, and that's like finding her identity beyond being just a warrior or a soldier or a servant. I've never thought of myself as a woman. Not that it has anything to do with me. I slam my knife down on the cutting board as if it were a hammer. It doesn't help me feel any better. So this is today's task. I brought more than yesterday, and it seems like your body's calmed down, so you'll probably get it right this time. I have no idea how she carried them here, but Tosaka reveals about 40 lamps. I'm going to step outside for a bit. I'll be back in a little while, so I expect you to be done by the time I'm back. Tosaka leaves her room. Alright, it's only been a night, but I hope I can succeed at least a couple times. I think I got half done. I took an hour to work on strengthening about 20 lamps. Half of them shattered and nothing at all happened to the other half. Of those that didn't change, maybe 5 looks like they'd been infused with magical energy. Now for the remaining 20... Hold on, wouldn't 5 be enough for a test? All the lamps look to be antiques. I feel bad about breaking more of them. Huh, yeah. I don't know. So what did she... She brought 40 lamps, yeah. About 40 lamps. So, we've done half of them. Half of them shattered. Like, 10 lamps shattered. 10 lamps, nothing happened. 5 of those ones look like they had magical energy. Now for the remaining 20. What did she say again? I expect you to be done. Why am I going to wait? What do you mean wait patiently? Don't do either of these. Just continue. I guess I'll say wait patiently. I'll just wait here quietly. Tosaka must have gone out for a reason. I just have to do the assignment I was given. Yeah. Given what's happened yesterday, I need to succeed as many times as I can today. I face the lamps with renewed spirit. There are 20 left. I should go through them before Tosaka comes back. Good. That's what I wanted him to do. Maybe she dies, though. Maybe she's dead. What if she died? It's 2 o'clock. There's no sign of Tosaka returning, so I just focus on finishing my assignment. Well, the phone's ringing. This could be actually bad. I mean, it just reaches my ears from elsewhere in the house. It's in the living room. Tosaka can... No, she won't dare pick up a phone in someone else's house. I doubt it's an important phone call, but I shouldn't ignore it. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. It might be important. Stand up, then head to the living room to answer the phone. There's nobody in the living room. They must be in the courtyard. Hello, Emiya residence. Hey there, Emiya. I hear you're not at school again today. Are you sick or something? I don't know who this is. All of a sudden, Shinji's voice sounds from the other end of the line, heavy with barely restrained laughter. Hey there, Emiya. I hear you're not at school again today. Are you sick or something? Is that you, Shinji? What do you want? I don't think we have anything to talk about.
Why the cold reception? I thought I'd call you to tell you something.
Tell me something.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to tell you, but you haven't been to school. I don't want to drag this out, so I called. Couldn't wait any longer. Is Tosaka around?
Shinji sounds kind of odd. He seems weirdly excited. I can hear other students in the background, so he must still be at school. It's a little past 2. 5th period should be over, so I think it's break time right now. Oh, it's 2 p.m. I thought it was 2 a.m. Right. Because I thought it was a thing where he did training with Saber during the day, and at night, like evening and night, he did the training with Rin. So that's why I thought he was just doing lamps until 2 a.m.
Hey, are you listening, Emiya? Is Tosaka there or not?
Not right now. She just stepped away.
Okay, great. I only wanted to talk to you. I'm going to tell you something real good, so why don't you come to school right now? But come without telling Tosaka, obviously.
I don't know how to respond to that. Shinji's acting weird, and we're already talking. I don't see any reason to go all the way to school, and if I take off without telling Tosaka, it'd feel like a betrayal. Sorry, but I can't go to school. If you have something for me, it'll have to wait till next week. I'll go back to school after the weekend.
Huh? Who put you in charge? And that'll be too late. I just said I can't wait around any longer.
Shinji's yelling now. He must be really excited because I can hear his heavy breathing over the phone.
So you're finally using your head. Yeah, you're right. There's no way you would come over on your own at this point. This whole conversation is pretty suspicious, so of course you would think it was bad news.
His tone shifts entirely, and he even starts laughing. Hold on a minute. Calm down. You're acting really strange, Shinji. I don't know what happened, but...
Don't lie, Emiya. Knowing Tosaka, I bet she told you everything. You don't need to hide it from me. Yeah, you're Saber's master after all, which means you're much, much more of a murderer than I am.
I didn't mean to click triangle. Shinji seems to be enjoying himself. I've known him for about 5 years now, but I've never seen him so wound up. Shinji, are you...
Just come to school, okay? And hurry, Emiya. You should be able to make it by 6th period. It's Fujimura's class anyway, so you won't get in trouble for being a bit late.
Well, even Fujine would get mad if we were late for her class, and I might get even more of an earful if I only showed up for 6th period rather than just missing the whole day.
That's your own fault. Oh, and if you tell Tosaka, then I'm ending our friendship for real.
Okay, that's fine.
I turned a blind eye to the whole Sakura thing, but you can at least fulfill your obligations as a friend in the end, right?
Our conversation ends there. All I hear is a buzzing electronic tone from the receiver. That sounded pretty good as a phone call to my ear, but I don't know how that sounded over the mic. What's with him? But what should I do? Tosaka should be in the house, but I don't see her anywhere, and if I go to school I can't bring Saber. But then, if I don't do what Shinji asks, I'm worried what he might do. He's probably agitated because of that merciless rejection Tosaka gave him yesterday. If I ignore him, he might get violent with Sakura again. Well, it's still bright out, so it shouldn't be an issue. I should hurry now that I've made a decision. If I hurry, I should be able to make it by 6th period. What a douche. Well, that's going to change in a few minutes. Sorry. I was reading it quietly. I thought it might not matter. When 6th period's over, school's out. The campus and exit will be overflowing with people on their way out. I head up to the 3rd floor. There's nobody in the hallway either. I think I have to be more comfortable with not... Sometimes, if there's, like, less important lines, it's okay, like, if I'm drinking water instead of reading them, you know? Because then at least I can keep the pace going without stopping all the time. Well, it's not like I'm going to be completely conspicuous. I should hurry to the classroom. Class C is down the hall. Right now I'm in front of Class H, which is closer to the stairs. So there are 5 classrooms between us. A wave of dizziness slams into me. Oh boy. My entire body is also overcome with nausea. Oh boy. My stomach churns. My senses are going completely haywire. Red floods my vision, as if blood was seeping into my eyes. The temperature around me hasn't changed, but my body is suddenly unbearably hot. What the hell is this? I stumble. Strength leaves my body. I feel like I'm withering and I can't do anything to stop it, in the same way you can't stop sand from falling in an hourglass. I'm suffocating. My throat burns. Was all the air sucked from this hallway from the entire school? I sway and by accident stagger towards a window. Desperate for air, I jerk it open. What? I freeze. This is so unbelievable, I can't even find the wherewithal to get confused. Outside the window, the entire campus is a field of endless red. It flocks. It looks like the school was carved out of the world and plunged into a sea of red. So is this going to be the same thing that happens in Unlimited Blade Works, in a way? You know, with the bounded field being activated and us having a fight and whatever. Looks like an altar draped in red canopy, and then finally I realize what's happening. I move away from the window. I muster up what sense I have left and force my feet to move, heading to the classroom. Oh my gosh. Inside, not a single student is seated in any of the chairs. They're all lying on the floor, even the teacher's on the floor beside the podium. They're still breathing. Everyone is convulsing as if pleading for help. Nobody's dead yet. The students don't have the strength to get up. They're just waiting to rot away, seeing their miserable state on the floor. It reminds you of those old days. The nausea intensifies, but I can still get a handle on the situation. I take a look at the students on the floor. It's difficult, but we can breathe. They're not dead. If I hurry and get help, there may be a chance to save them. But the moment I check the face of a student nearby, something clicks inside my head. Their skin. It's hard as wax. Oh my gosh, not everyone's like this. It varies, but the most severely weakened students blood seemed to have coagulated around their joints. Oily and glistening, stiff, motionless arms, fixed, staring eyes, just like wax figures. Jesus. This music is dope, though. I know this. I recognize this scene. Stop. This is just a hellscape. I know this site well. That's hell you're walking into. I said stop! All that's sustaining me now is anger that has completely eclipsed any fear. Ugh! My left arm tingles. The command spell on the back of my hand is warning me that an enemy's nearby. Command Saber to be here. I run. Though my breathing is heavy and labored, I've long since lost my mind. Yo, Emir. Glad to see you're doing better than I expected. So what do you think of this? At the end of the hallway, Shinji Mato is standing in front of Class C. My arm throbs. My command spells are screaming at me, telling me the boy just ahead caused all this. So this is all you're doing, Shinji! I can't breathe properly, but I glare at Shinji, who's keeping his distance. He must really like what he's seeing. Because the next thing I know, Shinji throws his arms wide and starts cackling in the blood-red hallway. Of course it is! I knew as soon as you arrived, so I triggered the bounded field. It wasn't easy to time just right, you know. If I did it too early, you'd run away, and if I did it too late, we would have had to face each other. I wanted to see the look on your face myself, so I didn't want to make it too simple. So you were lying about having something to discuss. Discuss? Actually, we're just about to start that part. I need to show Tosaka how much better I am than you, and I should apologize for lying to you as well. See, I didn't tell you that I was the one who put the bounded field up over the school. Shinji laughs like it's the funniest thing ever. I guess I've learned never to trust him. Hey, you don't look as surprised as I'd have thought. Oh, so when I told you the bounded field wasn't mine, you didn't believe me? Ha! Oh, this is too good. So sometimes even you don't trust people. Shinji's merry laughter bores into my skull like a drill. I have to point out, I'm plenty surprised. I'd just been bracing myself to learn who set up the bounded field, Shinji or the other master. That was all. But so much for my optimism. I should have settled things with Shinji the moment I learned he was a master. I should have killed him. This is all my fault. Shinji, why did you do this? Were you lying about having no intention of fighting too? Well, I think that was the truth. I had no intention of activating this. It was really just a negotiation tool. If I set a bomb, Tosaka would think twice about attacking me, and I'd have an ace up my sleeve in case something happened. I see. But Tosaka said it would take a few more days to activate the bounded field. Does that mean she miscalculated? She would say that. But you know, the bounded field may not be complete, but it's already formed. Activating it is no problem. Okay, I admit that does make it less effective. At this point, it might take a few more minutes to kill anyone. Stop it. The nausea is long since gone. That one thing is all I can think to say to Shinji right now. Stop it? Stop what? You're not telling me to stop this bounded field, are you? I can't waste a perfectly good bounded field by stopping it after it's already been activated. I said stop it. Do you have any idea what you've done? You're pissing me off. You think you can order me around? Besides, this is my power. I'm the one who decides whether or not to stop it. And if you really want me to stop it, the least you can do is get on your knees and beg. Honestly, you and Fujimura both need to learn your place. Hey, what about Fujine? Huh? Oh, Fujimura. She managed to squirm around even after the bounded field activated. Everyone was dropping like flies, but there she was, still wobbling around. So she hobbled over to me since I was still standing, and had the nerve to tell me to call an ambulance. Unbelievable, right? Playing the model teacher and all that. Of course I'm not going to do something like that. Don't want to, but Fujimura kept clinging to me, which really pissed me off. And when I kicked her, she stopped moving. She'll probably die first. What a fucking tool. I feel a switch flipping inside me. Oh, like literally the magic circuit switch? I gotta pause so I can eat a lolly. Okay. Tosaka said something about pressing a switch in my head, but it's nothing like that. There's this echoing clang in my head. A firing hammer strikes inside my head. It's repeating in my head a lot, and the inside of my body suddenly switches over. Oh my gosh. This is your last warning. Stop the bounded field, Shinji. You really don't get it, do you? The more you try ordering me around, the less I want to listen. If you don't like what I'm doing, then you'd better try to stop me yourself, Emiya. Got it. Then it's really simple. All I have to do, I need to stop him so I can stop the bounded field. Something surges inside me. Fiery heat blooms through my whole body. There's no more than 20 meters between me and Shinji. It should only take an instant. My body surging with vitality, so much more than when I activate my magic circuits. You really are an idiot! A shadow wavers. The dark shape waiting in the corner of the hallway begins to take shape and move. A hard, sharp edge made of darkness itself. It's like a guillotine, ready to cleave anything that approaches Shinji in two. I don't know what kind of magecraft it is. 3 shadows emerge. If that's all there is, I can't prevent it on my own. I think that's maybe true. Summon Saber. Let's see. I can't block them. Well, I can at least manage to avoid them, but I'm not sure I can dodge them and attack Shinji. 3 sharp blades approach. I stop in my tracks and concentrate on evading, keeping an eye on Shinji. I take a step to the left to dodge the blade that's rushing toward my stomach. I twist my upper body to avoid the second blade coming towards my chest from the left after I avoid the first blade, and then I rush forward to pass the third blade flying at my unprotected forehead. Not a problem. I can see where they're going. Compared to Saber's attacks, this is like a game of dodgeball. You conceited fool! 3 more shadows rush towards me. I don't even need to see where these are going. The first attack showed me how far and fast these can go, so I have no trouble avoiding this attack. I pass through the gaps between the 3 overlapping shadows. They're no threat. I don't feel any danger from the shadows. Saber taught me that I shouldn't hesitate as long as I don't sense that the attack will be fatal. Shinji! I close in on him. He has no shadows protecting him. Just a few more steps, maybe 3 more meters, and I can... Stop! Don't come near me! Shinji turns and runs. The moment I reach out to grab his back. Ryder? I feel a chill run through my entire body, and I quickly jerk my arm back. Yeah, it's probably Ryder swinging. Something cuts through the air. A black blade slices through the space I'd been occupying just an instant before. I stop. I don't know where she came from, but standing in front of me now, I see the woman dressed in ominous black, so dark even the most venomous shade of crimson seems pale in comparison. My mind goes blank with fear. I'm gonna die. I don't want to think about it, but the image of my own brutal death fills my head. I sense it. I sense only death. The shadows earlier were nothing like this. Good! Ryder, don't hold back! You can do whatever you want with him! Ryder's form blurs. I need to... I don't know what this isn't going to be a battle means. Does that mean summon Saber? I feel like you gotta use your command seals to try to get Saber here. Ugh. I retreat immediately. This isn't a good time to fight. I need to regroup and make Shinji stop the bounded field. Oh shit. Gah! I'm not sure what happened, but I retreat desperately. Fear makes everything in front of me appear completely white. I don't even know what I'm so terrified of. Death. I'm hiccuping a lot. Without thinking, I throw an arm out to cover my neck. Something sharp buries inside my arm. The dull sound of scraping bone tells me the next attack will end me. I run. I can't afford to look back. I just cover my vital spots with my hands as best I can in my frantic retreat. Oh god. I think I died. The sharp edge slowly saws through my body with a horrible jarring sound. A spray of my own blood blots out my vision. Meanwhile... Whoa. Hey, baby. Ryder's rushing toward me so quickly I can't even see her. With each cut I hear sounds I can't even recognize coming from my own mouth. But I continue my desperate retreat, somehow surviving the dozens of fatal blows striking at me. I don't know what I'm doing. Ryder's dagger's buried in my arm. My clothes are tattered and torn, and my flesh is brutally shredded. But I'm still able to shield myself with my own body, blocking the attacks aimed at my neck and head. This isn't a conscious thing at all anymore. Pure instinct drives my reactions as I desperately try to survive Ryder's attacks. My breathing is labored. I'm only running away, rushed along by the imminent death looming over me. Eventually, whatever strength I have left will fade, and she'll catch up to me. Then I'm dead. That's what Saber had been trying to tell me. Don't fight against the servant. Fight wouldn't even be the right word for it. She told me again and again. So why the hell am I in this position now? All I want to do is catch Shinji as fast as possible and make him shut off this goddamn bounded field. So what the hell am I doing? What are you doing, Ryder? That's enough. Just end this already. He can't do anything anyway. Shinji is elated, his voice triumphant. Ryder nods and swings her dagger up in a wide arc. She's striking at my head. I can't dodge. All I can really do is try to prevent her from hitting anything vital. The dagger stabs into my shoulder, right below my collarbone. I hear a high-pitched metallic sound, then the click of a tongue. What? The end of Ryder's dagger is starting to disintegrate. This is a surprise. I cannot kill you with my blade. Ryder stops. In that instant, I frantically try to come up with a way to leverage a sudden opportunity. Then gravity shall kill you. Something strikes me with all the force of a sledgehammer, and I go flying out the window. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! It had only been a kick to the stomach, but I go flying, shattering the window. We're on the 3rd floor. Left alone, I'll die of blood loss anyway, so a fall from this height will be enough to finish me off. I mean, an ordinary human would be dead on the spot from a blow strong enough to send him flying like this anyway. I reach out. Maybe I'm not falling yet, or maybe I'm just hallucinating right before I die. But my body's still suspended in midair. How? I reach out, desperately grasping for something, anything. The sky is crimson. The school is pulsating like a creature's stomach. And am I just gonna die? Let something like this happen? Let this happen? Am I gonna let myself die without saving so much as a single person? I can't. I grit my teeth furiously. I can't win. This is not even a battle. I knew that going in, but I still screwed it up. There's no more pain. All I feel is my sheer rage making my insides unravel. I thought I could do it alone. This is what I get for saying I won't let Saber fight. I think this is a bad end. But maybe someone will save me. I was an idiot. I can't save anyone on my own. If I really wanted to end this war, there was one thing I should have done right from the start. He asked me whether I was really going to fight, not kill, and not let anyone kill. If I realized my mistake, I should first decide what to fix and decide who to punish. And then, I see it there on my arm, still reaching up as if to touch the heavens. My command spell is waiting for an order. There we go. I'll summon Saber. Please come. I murmur those words like a prayer. My life doesn't matter anymore, but to put a stop to this savage brutality. No. Come! Saber! I muster up all my strength and call for my blade. One of my command spell strokes disappears. At that very moment, the space around me begins to waver. Oh my god. So this is magic. Saber, clad in her silver armor, bursts through the ripples in space and time to appear before me. Gah! My back slams into the ground. I stop breathing. The force of impact jars every bone and organ in my body. Several ribs crack, or probably break outright. And yet, my body's intact. My bloody arms are still attached. Shiro! Saber runs to me. Forcing my numb limbs to move, I push to my feet to show her that I'm alright. There's no time to explain. You understand what's happening, right, Saber? Please wait, Shiro. I do understand, but first your body must take care of Ryder. Only you can beat her. I cannot. Treating you is my first priority. You will not survive these wounds. No. There's something else that needs doing first. We need to beat Shinji and Ryder as quickly as possible. Nothing is more important. But if I do that... Saber is focused only on me. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy about that. Aww. But there's no time to argue. If Saber doesn't want to listen, I'll just need to use my second command spell. Oh. She probably sees him raising his hand and is like, okay, fine. She must have understood my resolve, yeah. Saber reluctantly accepts my decision. Understood, Master. Your orders. Defeat Ryder. I'll handle Shinji. Saber does not hesitate. She nods and without another word, turns towards the school building like a whirlwind. I run up the stairs. Ryder and Shinji are on the 3rd floor. I can tell Shinji's still on the 3rd floor because of the way my command spells are reacting. The moment I set foot on the 3rd floor, sparks fly. Is that Ryder? Oh, is that... Who's saying this? Is this, Saber? Is that Ryder? I couldn't see, but Saber must have parried Ryder's attempt at a sneak attack from above. Shiro, I will defeat Ryder. Please take care of Ryder's master. She doesn't need to tell me. Saber can't possibly lose to Ryder. She won't. I'm absolutely sure after what little I was able to learn of Ryder's abilities during my brief fight with her. Saber's abilities vastly exceed Ryder's. I'm leaving her up to you, but try not to go too far. It'll be over soon once I stop Shinji. I want to see, Saber, we got BCC, BBC. CEB, BDA. So her Noble Phantasm's the only one that's, like, higher. But that makes sense, because her Noble Phantasm is pretty fucking awesome. But they haven't revealed it yet. I wonder if they're going to reveal it in this battle. I run right past Saber. That same instant, Ryder flings the dagger at me with murderous intent, but Saber rushes in to deflect the attack. I run down the hallway. Ahead, I see a bewildered Shinji. Guess I'll be at a disadvantage if I go at him empty-handed. I need a weapon. It should be long, like the mop leaning against the locker there. Trace on. I pass magical energy through my body as I run. Maybe I'm not distracted, or maybe I just can't afford to think of anything else. I manage to strengthen the plastic mop as effortlessly as breathing. The shadows begin forming again. I'm badly injured, but I don't feel the least bit sluggish. More than that, I have a weapon now. That means... Oops. I don't even need to dodge. I use the mop to smack aside each shadow as it flies towards me. Wow. I didn't think they would be smackable entities. The mop breaks, but I expected as much from something done so hastily. Besides, I don't need it anymore. I'm so close. Shinji! Ah! I lash out with a furious punch. The impact jars my arm, which is still practically cut to ribbons, so painfully that I nearly pass out. I punch Shinji in the stomach, and then grab him and shove him against the wall. You... Shinji tries to shove my hand away. Without missing a beat, I kick his grasping arm. This is satisfying. I can't even control myself right now. I slam the arm I kicked against the wall and break it. Oh! Oh! I don't even hear Shinji screams. This is bad. If I don't focus, I might be the one who faints. I should hurry while I still can move. I grab Shinji's hair and smash him against the wall. Scream later. Release the bounded field, Shinji. The hell I will. Who are you to tell me? I grab Shinji by the throat with the arm I can still control. Blood pours from my arm. It seeps through my clothes, and it drips onto Shinji's body, staining him. If you won't shut off the bounded field, then I'll just have to kill you. I don't care which it is, so pick one. Now! This is a Shiro we don't see very often. I squeeze. It must be all the magical energy coursing through my body. I could snap his neck like a twig. Huh. You're bluffing. You couldn't do something like that. Besides, I haven't killed anyone yet. I was just borrowing a little bit of life from everyone. Okay then. Bye, Shinji. I squeeze harder. There's no hesitation. Maybe a little sympathy. I feel bad that as a fellow mage, Shinji was never taught the rules of being a mage, and so didn't have any problem killing innocents. Wait! Hold up! You beat me, Emmy! I'll stop the mounted field, I promise! I loosened my grip around his throat. Damn! You're crazy strong. Hey, Ryder! Stop your blood fort! Your master's life's in danger! There's no response from Ryder. But hearing Shinji, Saber takes a step back from Ryder. Ryder lowers her dagger. I see her mouth move. This is what you want, right? I hear this bounded field is special, since it's hard to reconstruct another one in the same place. So there won't be another bounded field here again, so take your damn hands off me. That's not how this works. I won, so you do what I say. Shinji, get rid of your command spells. Then we'll never have to fight again. I love this. What? That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. If I get rid of my command spells, I won't be able to control Ryder. If that happens, I really like that, you know, Shiro being like, I'm not an idiot. You know, we're fighting right now. You've proven you can't be trusted. I'm not just gonna leave you with this weapon. That's great. You won't be a master anymore. Then you go to the church in Shinto. I hear they protect masters who drop out of the war. Or is it something else? Were you lying when you said you made a bounded field to protect yourself? I didn't say that. I just thought if I became a master and controlled a servant. He thought he could become a mage. But what's the point of becoming one? It's over, Shinji. If you're not going to get rid of your command spells, I'll just have to cut them out. Cut them out? Shinji tilts his head in genuine wonderment. This isn't an act. Shinji really doesn't know what I'm talking about. Well, you see. Shiro, get back! I hear Saber shout. Maybe it's all the training at the dojo, but my body reacts to Saber's words before my brain processes them. I let go of Shinji and jump back. At the moment, Ryder's dagger swings through the spot I'd been standing in a heartbeat before. Ryder! Step back, Master. We are retreating. Shiro, please step back. Ryder intends to unleash all the magical energy she used to maintain the bounded field. What? Unleash the magical energy? I look toward Ryder. She does seem odd. The way she just appeared here when she'd been confronting Saber a second ago. The cold air emanating from her. Everything about her is suddenly far more intimidating than she ever has been. Ryder! What the hell are you thinking? You can't even beat Emi's servant, so why are you taking the reins? Correct. I am no match for Saber. However, please be assured, my noble phantasm is greater than any of the other servants. No matter the opponent, they cannot match my ability. Are we going to see her sprite with the eyes shown? Ryder raises her dagger. What? Everyone gasps in surprise. For some reason, Ryder presses the dagger to her neck and... Oh my god! I thought she was just going to cut off her blindfold. Slashes her own throat. My gosh! Red sprays everywhere. Blood gushes from the black-clad Ryder's pale neck. What are you... Shinji's just as surprised as the rest of us. No matter how extraordinary servants may be, a slashed throat is fatal. Ryder will bleed out and disappear on her own. Whoa. The splattered blood stops mid-air and slowly forms into a circle. A magic circle drawn in blood. It's a pattern I've never seen before. The design resembles a creature, an ominous creature. Ryder's created a giant lump of magical energy. The bounded field from earlier seems like child's play compared to this magic circle. Oh my god. I'm being pushed back. This must be a truly massive amount of magical energy. I'm being pushed back as if by a strong wind. Shiro, get away! Ryder intends to use her noble phantasm. If you don't move, you'll be caught in it. Saber grabs me and jerks me back. She faces down Ryder in her magical circle as she protects me. Do you intend to run, Ryder? If you're going to drag your master into this, I need only defeat you here. I will not allow you to use your noble phantasm. Of course not. A servant's duty is to protect her master. I am just taking master and running. If you do not like that, come after us, Saber. If, that is, you still have the will to fight after seeing this. A throbbing sound pulses through the school. With the sound of rending flesh, Ryder's hair whirls around her. Oh my god. Oh my god. So she didn't take off her blindfold, just an eye appeared. Shiro, get down! Saber tugs my hand and drags me to the ground. There's a roar and then a flash. I close my eyes against the raging wind, but even with my eyes closed, I still feel its intensity. Something white streaks by. A huge bolt of light shoots down the hall at tremendous speeds. Damn. They drew a new background for this specifically. Whoa, that's cool. All I see before me is dreadful destruction. Shinji and Ryder are gone. The bolt of light wasn't after us, it was probably a means of escape. Ugh, my wounds hurt. I feel a hammering in my head again. The heat flowing through my body quickly fades. Shiro. I don't hear Saber's question. My vision goes blank white. Damn, that was a cool sequence, and that wasn't what we'd seen in the show. Like, I mean, in the show there was still the bounded field activating or whatever, but in that it was like, I believe in Unlimited Blade Works, you know, Caster, I think it's supposed to be Caster, is there, and we're fighting Caster's minions or whatever, and Ryder is killed before we get to them, you know? I'm having that dream. Maybe this is what death looks like to me. The closer I get to death, the more I keep seeing these images I don't want to see. I see motionless bodies. The moment when everyone desperately sought help but none came, that was painful. It was terrible. It hurt even to live. And I thought maybe just disappearing would put me out of my misery. Dazed, I reached my hand out, but not because I wanted help. I just thought the sky was so far away. That was my final thought, I think. And then I lost consciousness. My outstretched hand fell to the ground, or rather, it should have. Aww. A large hand grasps the smaller one as it falls. He rushed into the fire to save somebody, and found me. I remember that face. I remember the tears pooling in his eyes, how overjoyed he was to have found a living human being. He looked so happy. It seemed almost like he was the one being saved, not me. And then he actually looked envious of me, who was on the brink of death. He even looked grateful for something as he rescued the strange child. It was a turning point in my life. The weakness I showed in accepting death became a strength, a desire to live. My mind, which had practically gone blank, was filled with the joy of being saved in that moment. I tried moving my fingers with what strength I had left so as not to let go of the man's hand. Then I finally passed out. The next thing I knew, I was in the hospital, and the man who saved me had come to visit. That was 10 years ago. From then on, all I did was follow in Kuritsugu's footsteps. The only thing I could think of was being like him. It's not because he saved me. I couldn't shake off the image of his face back then, and I tried to become the same thing. I've been striving for that ever since. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I dreamed I wouldn't notice. That's right, that I would one day. I held to the hope, that dream that one day I too would be saved, if I could smile like Kuritsugu did back then. New weapon data added. The dagger. Okay. Very cool. I'm gonna go eat some toast. Remember when I said I wanted to eat toast after they were talking about it? I'm gonna do it now. Okay, so I went to get some toast, and our bread's bad. It's out of date. It's getting bad, and so I couldn't. So I had a banana instead, which isn't what I wanted, but it's probably better. It's better for me. So I had a banana. Okay, I'd like to see the dialogue. Okay, ticking of the clock is awfully loud. Looks like I've been sleeping on the floor. When I raise my arms, I notice the bandages wrapped tightly around both of them. It's dark out. I sit up. According to the clock, it's 10 at night. Don't just say it's dark out, like nothing happened, you ingrate. Can't you think of something better to say the moment you wake up? Dosaka, you're here. No, that's not it either. Is that the attitude you should be taking when I've been at your side, nursing you this whole time? Nursing me? I didn't know you were lactating. That's ungrateful of me. Sorry, my brain's a little wonky. I can't really think straight, but thanks. Guess I owe you one, again. Aww. This game, something it's really good at is using the sprites that they've got in the most effective way possible. I saw her like sober up. You know, I saw her go from angry to like pitying me to like this her soft look. But they did it with like a transitional sprite of her like frustrated but has to hold it back. So it's like it was her angry, then frustrated, and then this expression, which that transition really helped sell her. Oh, it was really good. It was really good. I like that. Well, it was nothing. You were in pretty bad shape, so I don't blame you for still being a little hazy. And now back to this. So, does anything hurt? I think all your external injuries have healed up, but I don't know about anything internal. If there's anything wrong we need to treat it. No, I just feel dull. Nothing's hurting. It's just that I feel like I'm floating. I don't know how I ended up here. I don't remember what I did today. Oh, right. Tosucker, how's the school? What happened to me after that? It's okay. Don't worry about the others. Kira went to follow up at the school. He'll handle all the repairs for the hallway and everything else, so you don't have to worry about any of that. He's a priest, so he should be able to do that much, or risk the wrath of God. He's doing that? So that means the schools... It didn't become a major crisis. A lot of students were taken to the hospital, but none of their conditions seem to be life-threatening. They're being treated for malnutrition, and most will only have to spend 2 or 3 days in the hospital. Okay, that's a relief. Dissolving the battlefield took longer than expected, but I wasn't too late. The instant I relax, every little bit of strength floods out of me. I breathe out deeply and I lean back against the wall. Does that mean Kotomine healed me too? I don't think even you would be able to heal so many wounds. What are you talking about? You healed them yourself. It was the same as the thing with Berserker. The way you heal your wounds is nearly miraculous. You really don't remember. No, I don't know why myself. I was normal until I formed a contract with Saber. Is that so? Maybe you're just descended from lizards or something. How can you say something like that with a straight face? This is weird for me too, you know. It's like my body isn't my own. I think it's fine. Whatever the cause, your condition is why you survived. That's twice now. Turning into a lizard would be a fair compromise at this point. Are you enjoying teasing the critically injured guy, Tosaka? You were critically... That was what I was about to say. I was like, well, you're not critically injured anymore. That's why she can tease you. You were critically injured. Well, anyway, you should thank Saber too. I'm not sure how or why, but it's all thanks to Saber that you're like this. Uh-oh. My brain finally starts working. There's something I need to do. I needed her, I called her, so she came and she saved me. I need to tell her something right away. Ugh. I stand up too quickly. Pain shoots through my body as I move, but I can't let that stop me. Tosaka, where's Saber? She's in the dojo. I'm going to get something from my room. Tosaka heads over to the outbuilding. Ow. My joints creak with pain. I grit my teeth and try to endure it as I head toward the dojo. I reach the dojo. Saber's still sitting in Seiza style as if she's meditating. Shiro, you've woken! Saber notices me coming in and hurries to her feet, then rushes over to me. Sorry for worrying you. I only just came to. And Saber... Do not dare sorry me now. There are many things I must say to you. You accepted an invitation from the enemy and left me. You tried to fight on your own, and you did not spare an ounce of consideration for your body. Do you understand that any one of these foolish decisions could have been fatal? You very nearly did die. Do you enjoy tormenting me like this? No, What is it? I will not be moved by any facile excuse you might attempt to make for yourself. Today is the day I will hear precisely what is on that mind of yours. Saber comes at me with all the rage and force of a hurricane. She's so intense. I'm not sure how to explain it, but I'm kind of enjoying Saber being so emotional. Aww. I know. Let me explain myself. Let's talk, Saber. As you can see, I've healed.
Shiro, are you alright?
Yeah, looks like it. I'm alive for now.
I see. That is a relief.
Where'd that angry look from a few seconds ago go? Saber heaves a relieved sigh and smiles softly as if celebrating my recovery. It helps me understand that even Saber, stoic as she always is acting like this because of how much I worried her. This is cute. I wasn't relying on Saber, but she still accepted me as someone to fight alongside. How stupid of me. I hadn't realized the extent to which she trusted me. And I couldn't extend the most basic of true trust of just letting her fight. By the way, I want to see what the flowchart looks like right now. Oh! Oh! Hang on. Okay. So this is interesting. So by the looks of it, I wait here quietly, which somehow leads to this scene. Man, but I wonder what would have happened if I went to Reen. Anyway, then I dodge the things, which leads to fighting Ryder. And then while fighting Ryder, I retreat immediately, which opens up the opportunity for a relationship. And then since I call Saber and I trust her and I say, please come, then she comes and I get a heart with her, so she loves me more. And then we do that. Hello? Oh, I guess this is where we are now. Saber, let's speak up more comfortably now. I'm finally able to look her in the eye and it feels natural.
Yes, what is it, Shiro?
Sorry, I was an idiot. I bow my head.
What? Please, lift your head, Shiro. I was only employing a figure of speech earlier. Yes, I was angry, but there's no call for you to apologize.
Of course I do. I'm your partner, and I owe you an apology. I'm sorry I worried you. As long as I'm with you, I will never fight alone.
Shiro, are you...
Yeah. Saber, please lend me your strength. I can't beat the other masters on my own. I need your help.
No. Are you admitting that you were mistaken earlier? Are you accepting that, as a master, you will devote yourself to a support role and will leave the fighting to me from now on?
Well, I still don't want to see Saber hurt. That's why I forbade her from fighting, and that's where I was wrong. Ever since I decided to fight with her, I should have just put everything I had into helping her. No, I don't think I was mistaken. If you're gonna protect me, I'm gonna protect you. I can't let you fight alone. Saber doesn't answer. The mood in the dojo turns frosty. I just can't let this go. I lift my head, thinking I'll just have to beg until she accepts my determination. But then...
You are too stubborn to change, aren't you?
Saber?
There is no need to respond, is there? I am your blade. Who but I can be the one to help you, Shiro?
Saber extends her left hand. I can't think of anything sensible to say, so I shake her hand. Our handshake forms something almost tangible, sorry. It's been a few days since we first met, but it feels like we finally formed a real contract.
What's going on? Why are you two shaking hands?
Hey, why would you show up now of all times? We're about to kiss. Saber and I quickly let go of each other's hands.
Huh? Something's fishy. You two weren't hatching some kind of scheme without me, were you? No, absolutely not. I was, making sure Master is in good health before checking his pulse.
I'm dumbfounded. Saber just told a bald-faced lie. That's, like, what I was thinking is that, like, her lying in that situation and, like, us knowing that she's lying, she's kind of admitting to Shiro that she finds that situation embarrassing to lie about it, you know? But why would Saber panic about this too?
Yeah? You've got a weird way of checking someone's pulse.
Tosaka regards Saber curiously. Oh my god, that expression. In response, Saber starts acting even more suspiciously, probably because she's not used to lying. I need to help her or this will get even more awkward. Hey, what do you want, Tosaka? Didn't you say you were getting something from your room? Well, yeah, getting something from her room takes 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, here, Saber. Thank you. I thank you for your trouble, Reem.
Tosaka hands Saber a bag. Saber looks surprisingly happy as she takes a bag.
That's the last of it, so be careful. Force summoning or not, changing into your armor will shred your clothes to bits. I am sorry. It was so sudden that I did not think ahead. I appreciate you bringing me more of the same clothing.
I see. The same clothing, so they don't have to draw a new sprite.
Yeah, it's a simple design, so it's like a uniform. Kirei keeps forcing such plain clothes on me. Not that I mind, since that outfit doesn't look very good on me, but why are you so fixated on this outfit, Saber? Well, Shiro mentioned that it looked good on me.
Oh, that's cute. I'm not following all this, but it seems Saber's third set of clothes. I don't have any women's clothing around the house, so Saber's been borrowing clothes from Tosaka. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if they had the girl talk when I'm not around. I am a guy. It had been such a nice conversation until now too, but I don't really know what to do with myself when I get to talking about stuff like this. I don't know, I feel like it's fun to be in a room with girls who are doing girl talk. I feel like that's nice. It's like you're getting some inside secrets. So not much happened afterward, and both Tosaka and Saber forced me to go to sleep in my room. I may have regained consciousness, but I'm still severely injured. Ryder sliced my arms up so bad that under normal circumstances, I'd have had to worry about whether I'd ever be able to use him again. Plus, I fell 3 stories, so I'm all broken and bruised. There's plenty I should be thinking about, but the two have agreed that the best thing for me to do right now is sleep so I can heal. But I let Shinji get away, and I'll need to settle things with him as quickly as possible. He didn't hesitate to activate the bounded field. Even I know how dangerous it'd be to let a master like that roam free. Damn, this isn't the time for me to be sleeping. Things go blank. The only thing that feels normal is my head. As soon as I lay down, my half-healed body just forces me off to sleep. Tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, I don't have time to rest like this. Even if my body isn't fully healed, I need to find Shinji. Is that the end of the day? It is. This is pretty... I'm making some good progress. Like, in this session, I started this session on day 8. And by this session, I don't mean this video. I just mean, like, literally this recording session. Fate 10. Skyscraper? No way. Why did it say skyscraper? Oh, there are some typos. Can I Google that? If I Google skyscraper, is that gonna come up? I do see some things that say skyscraper, but I don't know if these are also or maybe skyscraper is a thing. Is skyscraper a thing? Maybe not. It's hard to know. But anyway, it says skyscraper. It's really funny. I think it must be a typo. It's got to be a typo. But it's just funny, the typo... I just feel like a chapter... I don't know if I've ever seen a chapter of something have a typo in it. And I think that's very funny. What happened? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Anyway, I gotta fill up my water. Okay, I went to get some water. And then my game crashed while it was paused. But that's fine. We're back. I'm having a bad dream. My body, injured as it is, demands long, deep sleep, but my mind is still stuck replaying all that happened today and won't let me rest peacefully. My body, still not fully healed, is burning. My mind is plagued with guilt. I think I'm crying out in my sleep. As I sleep, my dream drags on. How many victims were there? Tosaka said there were no deaths, but that might just be the official story. No way does someone come out unscathed after having their life force ripped from them. They could suffer any number of long-term physical problems in years to come, or even brain damage from lack of oxygen. Some students even have severe skin damage. Even if they heal, they'd likely have scars for the rest of their lives. My body hurts. I nearly died today. No, I did die today. A convulsion rocks my whole body. Bad luck for everyone who got sucked into this today, but you did well, Shiro. You stopped a catastrophe, and you did it by taking a wound that would normally kill you. There's nothing to feel guilty about. The pain tries to tell me to just go to sleep. No, I can't make excuses for myself. It doesn't matter, there was a disaster and I just happened to be there, but I couldn't do anything. They're saying I saved lives, but I didn't save anyone, not one person. If only this had just been a mistake, if only it hadn't happened, then my mind would be at peace and I could sleep. I'm pissed off. It's absurd, my heart complaining like this when my body's already so weak. There won't be a miracle like that. Just wishing for a do-over because things didn't go well or were so terrible that they should have never have happened is pathetic. You can't take back what's already done. It's not possible and shouldn't be attempted anyway. So I can't just pretend all that didn't happen. There's only one thing I can do, make sure I do everything I possibly can to prevent anything like that from ever happening again. That's enough sleep. I can worry about my body later. If I can move, I should wake up and hit the ground running. If my goal is to make sure no one is hurt, I'll need to push myself to the verge of death. I open my eyes. I take one deep breath, filling my lungs with air. The frigid winter air dispels my drowsiness almost instantly. I realize it's just past 6 in the morning. Habits really are extraordinary things. My body must have at least partially recovered since I'm waking up at my usual time. That is kind of incredible. Like, the fact that our bodies, like, wake up at the right time a lot of the time is crazy. Like, like, when you have, like, a proper sleeping schedule, I mean, like, when you're consistent about it. You know, I wake up, these days, I wake up at 11 a.m. to 11:30, right? And like my body will just do that. It'll just like I will wake up a little bit before my alarm and I'll be like, okay, since I'm waking up, it's probably around 10:50 a.m. And then I'll just be like lying there in bed and then I hear my alarm go off and I'm like, yep, that it was right. It was bang on. It's crazy. Okay. I stand up and fold my futon blanket. The instant I do that, intense pain goes through me. I'm not completely healed. It's only pain though. It's far better than when Berserker almost tore my stomach out. When that happened, my insides felt like they were slush and the nausea was more intense than the pain. I head out to the hallway. The sunlight is muted by the gloom outside. It's cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. Shiro, have you awoken? Obviously. Yeah, I just woke up. You're up early. You're usually asleep around now. Yeah, Saber's not typically up so long before breakfast. Shiro, I do not sleep because I want to. I have mentioned this before, but I only sleep until breakfast to conserve my magical energy. I would appreciate you not suggesting that I have been merely sleeping in. Why? I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I was more asking if it was okay for you to be awake so early. Oh, were you? So you were saying that you would find me being an early riser odd? Saber sounds crabby. Maybe it's my imagination. Saber doesn't seem quite as reserved as usual. Maybe she's just feeling more comfortable with you. No, I didn't say it was strange. I was just wondering if it was okay. It's my fault that you need to sleep so much. So don't you need to sleep as much as possible today too? Of course, but I am simply remaining on standby. I am sleeping in anticipation of emergencies, so I do not think it is logical for me to sleep right now. What do you mean it's not logical? We're not fighting anybody right now and nobody's attacking us. Well, that is... Saber's stumbling over her words. It seems like there's something she doesn't want to say. Whatever. There's no emergency, so you should probably sleep until the next time we go out. I'd call you up when breakfast's ready, so just save your strength until then. I'm gonna need your help all day today. I head to the kitchen. Please wait, Shiro. Huh? What? Do you have something else? What did you just say you were going to do? I hold my breath, barely realizing I'm doing it. She's asked me something, but her eyes are preventing me from giving an answer. You should be resting. Reen will prepare breakfast. Your priority is recuperating in your room and letting your body heal. If you do not understand this, then I will not hear your answer to my question. Saber's being so stern because she's genuinely concerned about me. Please return to your room, Shiro. You are the one who should be sleeping, not me. Saber sees right through me and glares at me all the more intensely. But still, I can't let Shinji let loose. No, I'm not going back to my room. I've rested enough and there are things I need to do. Once we're ready, let's head out to town, Saber. We're gonna catch Shinji today. Why? There is no particular reason we need to capture Ryder's master today. If we are to fight, we should do it after your wounds have healed. It will not be too late. You've got it wrong, Saber. If we're setting priorities, my body's at the bottom of the list. We don't have the luxury of waiting. You know exactly what Shinji is willing to do. We need to separate him from Ryder before they make another bounded field. He won't be a threat if he doesn't have a servant. So you were saying you do not want more victims like yesterday? Is that why you were doing this? Not to defeat Ryder's master? It's not true. I'm gonna hold Shinji accountable. To do that, we need to defeat Ryder. And it's the right thing to do, to prevent more victims. That's the most important reason we have to fight. I see. If that is Master's command, I will obey. Sorry, I just was checking something on my mic. Fine, Shinji. Well, I don't really have a problem with that, but you're saying this because you think you have a chance at winning, right? It's after breakfast. That's Tosaka's immediate response when I say we can't just let Shinji remain on the run. You're asking about my chances of beating Shinji? That's right. I'll be honest here. If you're planning on going up against the master without a hope of winning, I'm going to die laughing. My bottle is not getting the suction that I want from it. There we go. Crap. Now that she mentions it, I've really only thought about stopping Shinji. I haven't given much thought to the details, or any. Emiya, are you serious? Sorry, laugh all you want. Oh, wow. Sorry, that's really not funny. That reaction makes it clear just how stupid I'm being. I just want to curl up into a little ball and hide. Saber, your master's talking nonsense, so what do you think? Do you have a problem with fighting Ryder? I have no qualms about fighting Ryder. I have already assessed her strength. And I believe Shiro has also gauged her abilities. He confronted her directly as well. Oh really? So Shiro knows how strong she is too? Tosaka looks my way, her eyes curious. She obviously wants to know about how strong Ryder is. True, I do have something of an assessment. Maybe it's because I've formed a contract with a servant, or maybe it's the power of the command spells. She may not be my servant, but I have some understanding of her ability since I've seen her fight. Ryder wasn't an especially strong servant. Ryder isn't as strong as Saber. If they fight one-on-one, I don't see Saber losing. I see. So you do have a chance at winning. Shinji's not a mage, so Ryder can't get any support from her master, so it'll come down to a duel between Saber and Ryder. Tosaka's right. As long as Shinji's a master, Ryder has to fight on her own. Saber shouldn't be at a disadvantage, but... Why the long face? There a problem? Yeah, listen, Tosaka. Even though Saber has Ryder covered, and Saber is way superior in combat, Ryder managed to escape with Shinji. I think it was Ryder's noble phantasm. The arrow of light that tore through the hallway. If Saber hadn't shoved me to the ground, that wave of destruction would have completely annihilated me. If that was Ryder's ace in the hole, we shouldn't take her lightly, even if she is weaker. So that means Ryder is one of those types whose noble phantasm is more powerful than the servant himself. So, Saber, Shiro aside, you must have been able to tell what Ryder's noble phantasm was, right? You should have some idea since it was deployed in front of you. I must apologize. I was so intent on protecting Shiro, I was not able to determine what it was. Had I taken the time to do so, Shiro and I would have been caught up in it.
Caught up in it? Is Ryder's noble phantasm a projectile? Yeah, we'll say what it is, at least.
It certainly seemed similar to one. It can likely be classified as something close to your magecraft. That was not an anti-personnel noble phantasm like my sword or Lance's spear.
It's close to my magecraft.
That doesn't sound right.
Your magic resistance is god tier. Modern magecraft just can't hurt you. If there was magecraft you actually needed to avoid, it would be...
Yes, mystics would have had to be nullified with even stronger mystics. The only type of mystics that can penetrate my armor would be what you call true magic or phantasmals of the divine realm. Jesus.
Is getting dense.
True magician? Are you trying to say that Ryder is a mage? No, I did not feel that much magical energy from her. She is Ryder. If there is a true magician around, it could only be Caster. Ryder's noble phantasm is likely something different.
Saber's answer gets a sigh of relief from Tosaka. I don't quite get what's going on, though. Saber, is your armor that strong? You say only true magic can penetrate it, so does that mean Lance's gay bulk is true magic?
Yes, you're right. Lance's gay bulk is a curse, close in power to true magic. Reen, would you care to explain this to Shiro?
Me? Well, fine. Let's just cut to the chase. You believe Saber can only be injured by true magic, right?
No, well, that's not what I'm saying. But I just thought it was amazing that her armor is that strong.
Of course it's amazing. All servants are heroic spirits, not just Saber, you know. They're spirits, so they can't be harmed by ordinary means, since servants themselves are mystics. Only fellow servants, since they're also heroic spirits, can physically harm other servants. On the flip side, so long as we're dealing with a servant, they could wound Saber even if they grabbed something like a paper cutter.
Okay. So what you're saying is that Saber's armor isn't invulnerable when she's dealing with another servant?
Yep, but Saber is skilled at close combat, so there's no way she'd be wounded in hand-to-hand combat. The only other method would be to attack her form a long distance.
I imagine they're supposed to say from a long distance.
Like with a magecraft projectile, but Saber has, despite being a knight, remarkable magic resistance, so she can deflect most magecraft. Curses, the epitome of bad luck, can't touch her, while more direct intervention, like firing magical energy at her like arrows, also won't work. If someone wants to defeat Saber, they'll have to fight her head-on and beat her that way.
Saber listens silently to Tosaka's explanation. Saber never interrupts her, probably because everything Tosaka's saying is true. What the hell? That's like cheating. Someone would try to go up against Saber with magecraft because they can't beat her in single combat, but if magecraft itself is useless against her, what can they do? It sounds unfair.
That may be true, but it doesn't mean Saber is unbeatable in hand-to-hand combat.
Look at Saber angry now.
Berserker is much stronger than Saber, and even Lancer has a spear, which can be fatal. And we were just talking about Ryder having a noble phantasm that could beat even Saber, so we're not saying Saber is perfect. Even we have ways to defeat Saber. We just need to use magecraft that exceeds Saber's magic resistance, or borrow a weapon wielded by a servant to cut her head off while she's sleeping. Servants' weapons are spiritual too, so they should be able to hurt her.
Huh. It's an alarming example, but I get it. Wait, but hold on, Tosaka. We probably shouldn't be talking about things like this in front of Saber. I see. So it's not that Ryder's noble phantasm was exceptional, Saber just went on the defensive because it was a servant that was attacking.
You got it wrong. If Saber was focused on defending, Ryder wouldn't be able to finish her off alone. If Ryder isn't a particularly exceptional heroic spirit, it wouldn't amount to much, even with her noble phantasm in the mix. Do you agree, Saber? You think Ryder's noble phantasm is unrelated to her abilities, right?
Most likely, yes. I believe it was an autonomous weapon that does not rely on Ryder's skill, and that it has an effect on the noble phantasm itself. It is either magecraft or phantasmal. Whatever it is, the intensity from the magic circle was overwhelming. I do not think many servants could survive a direct strike.
Really? By how much quantifiably?
If I were to describe it in your terms, I would rank it at perhaps A+. This is a matter of opinion, though, as I am not certain.
A+? That's one step below true magic.
Oh, I can't believe it didn't just blow the entire school to bits. It must not be a purely destructive noble phantasm. It may have originally served a different purpose. Well, they used it to escape, right? Maybe, but this is a problem. According to Saber, it's beyond an A rank. In terms of raw power, that attack might be one of the strongest out of all the servants. Yes, it did seem like it was a noble phantasm that excels in both offense and defense. However, my noble phantasm is more... Saber's face is indecipherable. She's bragging. Well, she's jealous right now. Huh? I don't know what just happened. Saber doesn't look amused. Saber, did Tosaka say something that worries you? Oh, no. It is nothing. But I do believe it is inappropriate for a knight to ask another for their opinion on who is stronger. Huh? She's acting strange. Saber seems embarrassed by her own actions and starts to mutter under her breath. Well, whatever. By the way, I thought I heard you say something weird. Something about Lancer and Saber being anti-personnel or something? Do you mean an anti-personnel noble phantasm? Well, it is what the word suggests. My invisible air and Lancer's gay bulk are armaments that are strictly used to defeat people. No matter how powerful the magic energy or curse it may possess, it cannot be used against something else. Well, I guess that makes sense. Saber's invisible sword is definitely useful in battle, but that's only effective against people. If you chopped firewood with Saber's sword, whether you see the blade or not isn't going to affect how quickly you can chop wood. That's a good... See, this is the thing. You need good analogies in games like this. Otherwise, it'll be hard to follow. But that's a good analogy. It's the same with Lance's gay bulk. Even a cursed spear that always strikes the heart is just a sharp spear if you use it against a boulder or a house. I see. So that's why it's called anti-personnel noble phantasm. Because they use the phrase anti-personnel, I think, in the anime... And I never quite knew what it meant, but now I understand. Which means Ryder's noble phantasm is... It would be an anti-army noble phantasm. Actually, I heard from Father about this one. Certain noble phantasms are designated anti-personnel and others as anti-army. Like, isn't Excalibur, using Excalibur, anti-army? Or anti-fortress? What do they call it in the anime? Can't remember. A simple way to understand it is this. An anti-personnel noble phantasm is like a gun with unlimited ammo, but an anti-army noble phantasm is like a missile you can only launch once. Ryder's noble phantasm may be powerful, but it probably has limited uses. At the very least, it doesn't generate a continuous effect like Saber's sword being invisible. Okay. I'll be back. Okay. What? Hold on a minute. A gun versus a missile. There's no contest. Sure, Saber's invisible sword is awesome, but if she goes up against a ridiculous noble phantasm like that, she'll be dead before she can even swing her sword. So you're saying that if we're gonna fight Ryder, we need to defeat her before she deploys her noble phantasm? Most likely. You've got no chance if it becomes a battle of noble phantasms. If you're going to find Ryder and Shinji, you should at least keep that in mind. But this is all ignoring Saber's noble phantasm, right? Which I think hasn't been revealed. I mean, there's the wind one. But she has another one, right? I mean, she does. It's the Excalibur. Yeah. This is cool though. Like just reading through this stuff is very nice. Right, we haven't met Cassie yet. I forgot how late we are into this game and we haven't. This is the one we have the most info on. Crazy. Actually, I don't know. It's just cool seeing this. I guess it's interesting to me just because, like, this one specifically, just because, you know, I've been slightly more interested in Greek mythology recently just because of Epic the Musical and Hades 2. So, like, actually seeing Heracles' story there is interesting. The biggest requirement for you is to defeat Ryder before she deploys her noble phantasm. The longer you draw out the fight, the more of a disadvantage you'll be at. Or you can defeat Ryder's master while I battle Ryder. He's not able to fight, so that might be the better plan. That is a good plan. So that's what we come up with. Since we have no strategy to deal with Ryder's noble phantasm, we just need to defeat Ryder before she uses it. Whatever noble phantasms other servants have, we still don't want to have to deal with Ryder's. Thanks for the warning, Tosaka. We're gonna find Shinji. But what do you want to do, Tosaka? Will you stay and watch the house? Well, if you insisted, we could have come with you to look for Shinji, but I'll pass. Ryder isn't the only enemy. We can't forget that we teamed up initially to beat Berserker. So while you're out pursuing Shinji, I have something else to do. Oh, Ryder isn't... Well, it's confusing because it had the end of quotation marks and then it kept going. Tosaka stands up with a frosty smile. See you. I look forward to hearing some good news. Okay. Alright. We're going out to find Shinji, and I will probably leave it there. That was one of the longest sessions of I mean, I took breaks in there, but that was one of the longest sessions of Fate that I've done. But I think I also, well, firstly, I have more time right now. I had like a lot of a day open, so it was nice to, you know, I was able to do this. I was able to put time aside, but also we were having some new stuff, you know, like I was more engaged in the story because we had like, you know, this whole fight with Shinji and Ryder that I thought was pretty cool and interesting. So, and also, I mean, there's a part of me that is like, I do want to like romance Saber. Like seeing these love hearts is addictive. So I want to see more of that. So yeah, that's getting me to be more engaged in the story, I think, and more engaged in this game. So yeah, I'm now enjoying myself, and hopefully, you know, we'll make some more progress on this game, because I wanna play this game and finish it in decent time, because a lot of the time I will start a game and then if I take a big break from it or it takes too long, I tune out, I lose interest, and I don't come back to the game. And I don't want that to happen with this game. I want to finish it. Like, we're only doing the Fate route, remember? I want to finish the Fate route and then at least know that, you know, that I've done that. And then if I want to in my own time, I can check out the other routes of the game. But as I've said before, I won't record that because even if it has some new stuff, it'll still be the story that I know from the anime. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but also like I want to finish the Fate route before I engage with too much other Fate media. I mean, I'm watching Fate Strange Fake on my channel, so that obviously I'm going to be doing. But like if I want to play the gacha game or do any of that stuff, I want to at least make sure that I've done the Fate route of this game, so that then I've experienced Fate Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Heaven's Feel, and Fate Zero, which is like a pretty decent baseline before I start heading off into other things. So yeah, anyway, this will probably be the end of the video because I think I was recording for long enough for a video. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.